Good morning, guys. So we decided to come on a little bit early just to say good morning to everyone in the chat. I'm gonna take my moment. I did talk to Patrick this morning. He is on his way into the live, but I want to take some time to say hello to you guys first this morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning to everyone in the chat. I'm not gonna say good morning specifically today, but I'm gonna do a generalized good morning. Today's guest is going to be Mr. Patrick Juror. I think I hear something on your end. I
You
hear like
don't
a
hear it.
repeat. I hear like a
You
repeat over there.
you still hear it?
I don't hear it now. But we have Mr. Patrick Migaro. Magaro. I don't want to mess up. I have him introduce his own self because I don't want to mess up the man's name. But he is with Holst Scott and Magaro, and he will be here at in the hour, the 10 o'clock hour. So I did submit all your questions to him. He is going to be the one picking and choosing which question he's going to answer. And what he's going to do today is he's going to explain to you the whole process of the appeal and what happens next as the court system is concerned, because he says a lot of people gets confused with the process. So what he is going to basically do is give you guys a rundown of every, how things will work. So he did say he really can't get into the specifics of the case because there was thousands of pages that I sent him, a lot of pages. And it would take months for him to go comb through that. He had to be experienced and not experienced, he has to be familiar with that particular case. So he is going to answer some of you guys' questions. He whatever question you guys have sent him, he's going to try his best to get through all of them. He didn't he may not be, because we don't have enough time in this day for him to get to everybody's question. So I want to thank you, everyone, for your questions. They were really, really good questions, and I appreciate every single one of you guys in here and your time, your attentions to Robert's case. And like I said, we're riding till the wheels fall off. And then someone told me today we're gonna pick up the wheels and put it back on and keep riding. So welcome to my co-host, Mr. 444 Smiles. You guys already know him. He's been the man that's been doing the lunches. So today's lunch, we're going to go and pick our winner for today's lunch. Since he's here, I'm going to give him the honors and giving us a way of picking the lunch person today.
Okay. Good morning, y'all. How y'all doing? Thanks for having me. You know, get on here to be able to bring the knowledge. Once again, that's what we do. Bring you the truth. That's all we know is the truth and the facts. That's all we can bring you. And they basically for whoever sit here and look through this and be able, we just gonna ask one question about it, and then we gonna reward somebody lunch today. And I may do something else special as well because if I get over 300, 400 people in this chat, I may do something even more greater. So the
Okay.
more greater the people in the chat, the more greater I will do. So we have to go about the outcome of the chat because it may just be lunch, or if it's more greater, so you want to just wait and see, or just get the lunch now, because if we get a lot of views, we'll get something more greater. And it'll be more greater. The sit and wait is worth it.
Hmm. Amen.
And I just want to say good morning to y'all. For everybody that know me, I'm a person that brings the knowledge and helps Sylvia bring the truth, because the only thing is
Oh,
right is
he's
to bring.
here. He's here. Good morning, Patrick. Okay, we're waiting for his system to come because he did say he has the state of the art system. Good morning, Patrick. Okay, I think he's having some issues with his
I can hear you. Good morning.
You can hear me. Good morning. Thank you so much for accepting my invitation to be on this live. Good morning. It's kind of choppy. It's breaking up a lot. And there you go.
Is that better?
Much better. I was gonna say he was bragging
Yeah.
about the state of the art system he had. Wait a minute, hold up.
Uh, How you doing, sir?
Good morning. How are you?
I'm great. My name is Mr. 444, aka Mr. McNeil, and I did some research on you, and I watched a lot of your videos, and I was intrigued to enough to know that you knew the law and you break it down and you be able to give it education to the people. And I stayed up late watching a lot of your videos, and I didn't just watch
Oh,
one. I watched a lot of your videos because I was kind of intrigued about, I'm a some sort of a jailhouse lawyer, but I don't know how to. I know how to understand law. It's just that when it comes to the litigating matters, I may have problems with. But when it comes to breaking down the law and understanding what you say in layman's terms, I understand layman terms. That makes sense.
Okay.
absolutely, and that's what a lawyer should be doing is translating all this legal mumbo jumbo into plain
Yes,
English that average people can understand.
that's why I broke. That's why I sent Sylvia your information immediately and said, Sylvia, you have to hear this guy. I'm sending your information 2, 3 in the morning, 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm up watching you because I was so intrigued and you taught me a lot, and I felt that you could come on this platform and show the people and be transparent about law. Like that said, you can't, like you said, you can, you don't, you can, you're not here to say the facts. You just give, like, I like the way you broke down the appellate division, the way you broke that down, and it gives the people understanding. And I said maybe they got families that they can help with this knowledge and bring it to the forefront. And like I said, once again, thank you for having you. I respect your channel, and I bring you, you come with high praise. And I was telling them you from out of Queens, New York, correct?
That's right.
And if I'm not mistaken, Queens, New York is one of the hardest boroughs to beat a case because of their judicial system. Because it's hard. If you don't want to go to Kew Gardens, we already know that you do not want to end up in Kew Gardens. You understand that. And
No,
so
nor do
for
you
you
want to
to,
end up at 100 Center Street, which is where I started my career.
oh wow, so you
Okay,
probably
what we're gonna
familiar.
do now, we're gonna let Mr. Patrick. I'm gonna put you on solo so you can go ahead and
Go ahead. Yeah, I'm
take
gonna
over.
let you go ahead, Mr. Patrick. Go ahead and
Sure,
do what you got to do.
sure. So, well, thank you very much for having me on. My role in life, I guess, is to try to take very complex legal issues and break them down into bite-sized, digestible pieces for people who didn't go to law school, didn't learn this completely different language, and that's really what it is a different language, so that the average person can understand what's going on and be able to make a reasonable and informed and intelligent decision. The reason why the law is needlessly complicated is basically, in my opinion, it's done that way to make sure that the average person doesn't really know what to do, has to consult a lawyer, and still confused. And my motto in life is, or one of my many mottos, I should say, is an informed citizen is a person who is much less likely to get stomped on by an overbearing government. So the more you know, the the more you're going to be able to exercise your rights. We're talking about the R. Kelly trial, and what I wanted to do is take a very complex, complicated legal system, which is the federal system, and sort of break it down for the average person to understand. And the appellate process, that is the process for which a person like Mr. Kelly, who's been convicted of an offense, can appeal and try to get some relief in a higher court, because most people are completely aware, or at least somewhat aware of the trial process. What happens in trial court. We see that on television. We see that in the news. That's where people really pay the most attention. Once a case gets past the trial point, it stops being front page news and it ends up on page 6. And it's usually just a small article. Oh, so and so won their appeal today. Big deal. Most people don't know what the appellate process is, and that unfortunately includes most lawyers. So let's talk about where the case is at right now. Right now, there's been a verdict. The verdict has been guilty on all of the counts, and there was somewhat of a mixed verdict, which I'll get into a little bit later, but there's been a guilty verdict at least. And the next stage after a guilty verdict is post-verdict motions. In federal court, this is what we call a Rule 29 and a Rule 33 motion. And that's after the federal rules of criminal procedure. And what what the lawyers are going to be doing at this stage in a Rule 29 and a Rule 33 motion is making a motion to basically set aside that verdict and either request or renew their request, I should say, to dismiss some or all of the charges, and to also ask for a new trial. Because you always ask for things in the alternative. If you don't want to give me this, then at least give me that. So when you ask for a dismissal, that's shooting for the moon. But in the alternative, I'll take a new trial. And these are the reasons why I believe I'm entitled to dismissal of some or all of these charges or a new trial. Now, those motions are going to be filed, and probably in the next month or so. I think the due date is somewhere around November 1st. And lawyers are going to be doing their best to try and file a motion for a new trial. The U.S. Attorney's Office is going to do their best to oppose that motion, and the judge will make a decision at some point before the sentencing, which I believe is scheduled for May of 2022. Now, let's put aside the possibility of the motion for a new trial at this point, because in reality, they are rarely granted. And the reason being is for a judge to grant a motion like that, the judge has to say, you know what, Mr. Kelly's lawyers, you're right. I did screw up. I screwed up so bad that it violated this man's rights, and I'm going to set aside that jury verdict. I'm going to call foul on myself, and I'm going to set this verdict aside and give this man another shot because it's all on me. Or in the alternative, it's all on that government lawyer over there. They screwed up just as bad as I did. Now, we know from human experience, the day that the government ever admits that they were wrong is the day that I dropped dead of a heart attack from the shock on the spot. Keeping that in mind, what the lawyers are going to start doing also is simultaneously preparing for the sentencing, because if the motion is denied, as it may very well be, you have to deal with the sentencing. And the sentencing is also a critical, extremely important part of this process, because obviously that's going to determine how much prison time he's sentenced to, and that will set the tone for what happens in the appeal, which is the next step. Now, the federal sentencing process is extremely complex. One of the things that's done is the Department of Probation interviews the defendant. They interview sometimes some of the victims, and they interview some of the other people, and they gather information. And they prepare what's called a pre-sentence report for the court. The pre-sentence report is going to be very, very long, and it's also going to contain a calculation of the federal sentencing guidelines. And like some states, the federal system has what's called sentencing guidelines, and it's sort of like a point system. Now, if you have a prior criminal record, that adds certain points. If a low-level offense will only be worth some points, whereas a higher-level offense will be worth a lot more points. And then there's all these other what they call enhancements, where, let's say, during the course of this offense, somebody used bribery or threats of violence or used a gun, or someone died, or someone was maimed or seriously injured, or like in the case of Bernie Madoff, the dollar amount of the fraud is over a certain level, or the certain number of victims. These are enhancements that add points. And sometimes there's things that take away points as well. And those are called adjustments. And in any event, just to simplify the process, the Department of Probation will prepare this very long sentencing report. It'll contain a calculation. It'll assign a point value for the judge to consider. And the point value translates into a sentencing range of, this many months versus this many months. And the range, there's the middle range, obviously. After that pre-sentence report is completed, the defense and the prosecution will have their opportunities to object to it, to argue against certain point values or the assignment of points, and to make their own arguments as to what they believe the sentencing range should be, or what the actual sentence should be. And very frequently, defense lawyers will argue that the judge should assign a sentence that is below that point value for a lot of different reasons. So after all of these papers are submitted, the parties will meet. They'll do the sentencing hearing, which will probably be very extensive in this case. With federal court, they're almost always extensive. It'll be an involved process. The government may choose to present some testimony of witnesses. And here's another little dirty secret that most of the public doesn't know, is in this calculation of sentence, you can actually be punished for conduct for which you were not convicted. Even if the jury found you not guilty, as they did in this case, in their verdict sheet, they found him not guilty of certain acts, the government can and probably will argue that the court should still consider those acts and assign a higher point value and therefore increase the punishment, even based on stuff that the jury said, we don't find that this was proven to us beyond a reasonable doubt. So if it seems unfair, there's a reason for that, and that's because it is. So he's likely to face punishment for things that he either did not do at all or the jury found that were never proven. Go figure, right? So after the sentencing, then comes the point in time where the case goes up on appeal. And the first step in every appeal is to file what's called a notice of appeal within 14 days of the date of sentence. And that takes the case out of the United States District Court for the Eastern District of New York, which is in Brooklyn, and it sends it all the way across the river to Five Points, which is the United States Court of Appeals for the Second Circuit. And most of the country, well, all of the country is divided into a number of different districts, federal circuit, they call them circuits. So in the Second Circuit Court of Appeals, that covers every federal court in New York, Vermont, and Connecticut. And basically anyone who's appealing a judgment in any one of those federal courts, you will all go to Manhattan, you go to the Second Circuit Court of Appeals. And that's where that process starts. Any questions so far? No questions. All right.
I'm going to let you guys in now. I'm going to put everybody back in the screens for you to be able to see them when you talk to them. Hold on a second.
Sure.
All right, here they go. I'm going to unmute them now. Hold on.
Okay.
There we go. There they go. So do you have anybody have any questions from what he have said so far?
So basically, you saying a legal system is like buying up the way they making cars now, where they want you to depend on them, where you can't figure it out. Basically, it's made for them to be able to put it in these terms because they be able to. That's the litigation part. That's where you go to law school and learn and everything. So that's why they got law school for you to be able to go learn that. And if you don't, that they charge you to basically it's charging you to understand layman terms through a law system. Does that make sense?
It doesn't just make sense. It's absolutely right. And there's something in the law that everybody becomes aware of at one point in their life, which is ignorance of the law is no excuse. The average person, if you crack open a statute book and you try to read a statute, you will not understand it. And I'm sorry to say, this includes lawyers too. Okay, it's written in complete mumbo jumbo. And I've always said, the cynic in me says it's done that way for a purpose, especially when it comes to federal crimes, because it's so nebulous. It can mean almost anything. And some lawyer had written a book years ago called 3 Felonies a Day. The average person commits 3 federal felonies every day of their life and is completely unaware of it. Right? Wow. Did you know that for example, installing a toilet that flushes more than 1.6 gallons in your house or your business, it's a felony.
Wow.
I mean, yeah, I mean, it's like so many things. Like that's just one example. There's so many of them out there, and this book
It,
talked about 3 felonies a day.
it's basically like we jaywalk every day. We're walking criminal, just jaywalking, but they don't use it. But if they wanted to use that to question us, basically the first thing they could use is jaywalking to get us because that's a crime.
Exactly, and most people don't know that riding a bicycle on the streets of New York sidewalks in New York City, it's a misdemeanor. You can go to jail.
Yeah.
You can go to jail.
Even with the bike
I mean,
trail.
the bike trail, no, but if you go on the sidewalk, like you're going to park your bike and go into the store or something.
Mhm.
If you don't walk that bike on the sidewalk, if you're sitting on the bike, even if you're just kind of like scooting along with your feet, not pedaling, go to jail. And they used to actually arrest people for that back in the Giuliani and the Bloomberg era. We used to see that happen in Manhattan all the time. But that's you're absolutely right. The average laws are written so that the average person can't understand them, and they say, when people say, "Well, I didn't know," well, sorry, ignorance of the law is no defense. So yes, this is how far we've come in the past 75 years, 100 years in this country. We've made this law sort of this elite, type of thing where only the select few that have the money to go to law school or put themselves in debt to go to law school will have the opportunity to understand. And even then, you still don't understand everything because lawyers, this is what they do, is argue over the meaning of the law all the time. And two lawyers can look at one statute and completely disagree on what it means.
Do you see this case filled with a lot of Habes, putting in a lot of habeas corpus because a lot of things wasn't let in? So now that when they submit it, there's going to be a lot of habeas corpus that basically because now there's a lot of things that they didn't allow that they possibly have came, so they could put a lot of habeas corpus in, basically just to keep the evidence or just to reserve the information that they give to the judge.
Right, and that's sort of down the line. Now, the step in the appeal is what we call a direct appeal. That's appeal to a higher court, and in this case, the Second Circuit Court of Appeals, just because of where the case took place. Now, what an appeal is not, it's not a new trial. It's not an opportunity to introduce new evidence that was never presented. It's simply it's like looking at a photograph and seeing where the errors are. And the photograph in this particular, in this situation, is going to be the trial record. Any paper that was filed with the court, anything that was said in open court that was taken down by the court reporter, it's all in this box, in this photograph. And that is the snapshot in time that the appellate court, the Second Circuit Court of Appeals, is going to look at. And that's where the lawyers are confined to say, within these four corners of this photograph, this is where the judge made an error. This is where the prosecutor made an error. This is where the jury may have made an error. Whatever the error is that they assigned to that is how an appeal works. Now, when you're talking about habeas corpus, that's a separate proceeding. And that is an opportunity where the lawyers can introduce evidence that was not presented at the trial. And let's say, something comes up that, a new witness surfaces, or I saw one of the audience members had mentioned DNA, if there's DNA testing, or, a video of somewhere surfaces, which does happen. That's where the lawyers can file it's called a 2255 petition, but it's the same thing as a habeas corpus. And that's where you file that. And you say, hey, listen, my conviction is invalid because the judge or the jury never had the opportunity to review these types of evidence. And these things change the equation in this case. These things change the whole calculus. And if the jury had seen these things, there probably would have been a different result. And that's usually done after a direct appeal is completed. And that shouldn't be. Because if you win on the direct appeal, you don't need the habeas. So,
yeah. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you for coming. Thank you for appearing right here with us. Two-part. one, I think I understood you to say that this judge could actually sentence him even if it wasn't something he were or the jury found him guilty on, correct?
Even if they found him not guilty, as they
If
did
they
in
found him not guilty, I'm sorry. If they found him not guilty. Now, is that only for this case or is that for any case? Any sentence, I mean,
that's
any sentence.
every stick of gum you've ever stolen as a kid. That's for what they call relevant conduct, right? That can be even for stuff you were never even charged with, right? So let's say, and unfortunately this does happen, some jilted ex-girlfriend comes along and says, oh, you know what? You know what this man did to me? He did this, he did that, he did this, he did that. The prosecutor is going to say, ooh, okay, let's put that all into our sentencing memorandum. Would you like to sign an affidavit? Would you like to testify against him? We know this was not part of the charges. This was never presented at the trial. But you know what? This is what we call, what the law calls relevant conduct. And therefore, the judge should take into consideration the fact that this man was maybe, not the best boyfriend in the past, or not the best husband, or not the best father, or, maybe he lied to his pastor, or he stole a stick of gum when he was 7 years old, or whatever the case. You'd be surprised the kind of stuff that they dig up. And in a case like this, I would not be surprised in the least if they went back 20 years or more and said, oh, he's been a horrible human being all this time. Because that actually brings me to one of the other issues, and one of the questions that the audience had brought up, which is, how does a jury come to a verdict like this? How can the government present evidence of what we call uncharged conduct, uncharged misconduct? Well, to be honest with you, in the federal system, there's a rule of evidence called Rule 404B that is the bane of every defense lawyer's existence. And that is the rule that permits uncharged criminal conduct to be introduced against the defendant at his trial. And all this type of stuff comes in. And basically what the federal government likes to do is engage in character assassination. It's always about everything else you've done. It's not necessarily about the evidence for which exists for these charges, but it's about what a horrible person you are. And therefore, the jury should convict you because you're a despicable human being, not because there's evidence here that you've done anything wrong, but just because you're a piece of trash. And unfortunately, the law permits this type of stuff more so in federal court than state court. State courts have, state law usually has additional protections for defendants. It seems like with the feds, anything goes.
I got
It
one more
seems,
question.
oh,
Go ahead. Go
Sure.
ahead, sir. Let
it
me ask you a
seems
question.
like, oh, go.
Go ahead, Sultry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, it seems like the saying he's innocent until proven guilty, it goes out the window when it comes to sentencing. Because if he wasn't found, if he was found not guilty on that, the judge could still use her discretions and sentence him for that. So why would they say you're innocent until proven guilty? And if he's not guilty of it, he's still sentenced for it.
You're absolutely correct. And, you're experiencing that shock that most of my clients experience when they find out, like, how can this be? I thought this was America, innocent until proven guilty. You're absolutely right. That's because these nuances in the law say, well, after a verdict that innocent until proven guilty, that goes out the window. And that only applies to trial. That doesn't apply to sentencing proceedings. And this is how we create these loopholes within loopholes within loopholes to where, the rule becomes the exception and the exception then becomes the rule.
I got another question. Out of all your years, you hear me?
I hear.
Out of all your years trialing, and I'm familiar with some cases, right? And out of all your years, have you seen an attorney come on board on a big federal case 2 months before? And after, because I feel that when it comes to fighting your case, you need to dance with the media. You need to. I feel that his prior attorney was with the court TVs and everything, and he rubbed hands and being able to not being able is not a bad is a not a knock, but sometimes you have to work the media. And being that his prior attorneys done sat on both of these media outlets, and have you ever seen an attorney do all that footwork and then come to this trial 2 months before and fire a lawyer? 2 months before is where there's smoke, there's fire. So, do you see ineffective counseling as a play?
I don't know enough about the case to say there's ineffective assistance of counsel. And just for the audience out there that may not know what that means, is the United States Constitution, the Sixth Amendment, gives everybody the right to counsel in their defense, and that includes the right to effective counsel. Now, when we say ineffective assistance of counsel, that means a lawyer who's, and basically, to break it down in the easiest terms, that means your lawyer was so horrible that you could have done a better job representing yourself because the lawyer screwed you over so badly that they changed the actual outcome. Their incompetence, cost you the win, or made things worse. And to take your question kind of in two parts, working the media and coming in on a case like this 2 months before, me personally, I would never feel comfortable taking on a case of this magnitude 2 months before, because the trial here was, took forever. Every minute that's spent in court, a good rule of thumb is 1 and 8. 8 minutes should be spent preparing for that 1 minute in court. And if you have a multi-week trial, that means at a bare minimum, you have that times 8 is the time spent preparing for that. Now, that doesn't include all the investigation that has to go into effect, preparing a defense, reading through all the materials. That's just preparing to come into court and ask your questions and make your arguments. So to me, 2 months is not nearly enough time to prepare. Now, when you talk about managing the media, I've always said there's nothing you can't do when you have the money. When you have the funds, as Mr. Kelly does, obviously, you can hire somebody to deal primarily with the media and the public relations aspect. And, there is a way to do that, and there's a way to do that properly. The trick is, and this came up in one of the audience's questions, is, about boycotting YouTube. And, the problem is you don't have any control over what the media puts out. So that's why you kind of have to have your own public relations campaign, because you need your own channels, your own streams of communication to combat what the official narrative is. Because, when you get down to it, the media outlets are generally going to go with what the government says, right? And here's another very unfair thing that most of the public doesn't realize. And I'm pretty sure they did this in this case. What happens is the government will hold a press conference when they announce charges, and they'll outline the evidence, and they'll have those nice foam boards in their presentation. The media will come there snapping pictures, and they've just maligned this person as they've charged him, announced these charges. And one of the first things that happens when they get into court is the judge puts a gag order on the defense lawyers and says, okay, you guys can't talk about the case. But the government has already, smeared my client in the media, and I can't, address that. That happens a whole lot. And that is extraordinarily unfair. And what is also extraordinarily unfair is, certain media channels will, only show one side of the story. That's why you really need your own stuff out there to try to combat the narrative, because as much as we say, we want a fair jury, people are exposed to this stuff on Facebook, social media, regular media all day long. It's very hard to find somebody that didn't hear about this.
But you know what to think, Patrick? Like, okay, like even with my channel, people was like, oh, you don't say things over the internet, blah, blah, blah. And it was like, okay, why are you trying to tie our hands? This is our only means of getting the information out. So, I mean, was that a wrong thing for us to try to get it out through this format type of thing?
Well, your media, you have a First Amendment right to speak your mind. Lawyers, unfortunately, just sort of like the military, we when we take that law license, when we take that military job, we give up some of those First Amendment rights. So lawyers are limited in what they can say and how they, criticisms they can make. But the general public, people like you, there's no limit to what you can say. You can sit here and criticize till the cows come home. Do I think it's wrong? No, I think it's your First Amendment right. I'm more of a libertarian than anything. So my attitude towards this is if you have a First Amendment right, exercise it.
Yeah,
Talk to your blue in the
but
face.
then they were
It's your right.
complaining, oh, you bashing the witnesses, you can't do this, you can't do that. If I'm gonna expose some stuff that they're doing, why not? You know, especially those
As
videos. They had videos out there and what they were saying. So why keep us quiet?
as long as you're not defaming them, which is obviously illegal. Defamation is actionable. You can be sued for defamation if you have a good faith basis for reporting on something. If you have, like you said, you have um, you have videos out there. Looking through the trial transcripts, some of these witnesses admitted that they've lied to lots of people in the past.
Hmm.
Uh, as long as you have a good faith basis and it can be tied to truth,
Hmm.
there's you can bash whoever you want. Yeah, as long as you're speaking the truth, that's fine.
Hmm.
And that was going to be my question. Uh, in the pretrial, I guess it was established that the defense could not speak on certain things of the Jane Does, the witnesses, right? But if it goes to
Right.
establishing their character and basically a pattern of what they're doing, why is it prohibited from being, why are they prohibited from being questioned on the witness stand? And the prosecution can go after the defense witness about prior things that happened to him. They can talk about it, but the defense cannot bring up anything that these witnesses have done during the course of this, I guess, episode. Like there was one instance where the one of the witnesses had sex with the security guard, and the judge said that they could not go into that. They could not discuss that. Why should that be withheld? But the defense can actually, I mean, but the prosecution can actually go after the one of the defense witnesses and said, well, you committed crimes, or I mean, that you wrote bad checks or you did this. So why are they allowed to go into his past or what he did, but the defense is not allowed to do that to their witness?
Um, you have to forgive my cynicism here because doing this for 20 years has made me somewhat of a cynic. But in the federal system, the number one rule of criminal procedure is the defendant must lose. Rule number two is to the extent that any provision of the United States Constitution or any law benefits the defendant, see rule number one. I know that sounds cynical, but unfortunately, in the federal system, that seems to be the truth. Whereas defense lawyers and defendants can be handcuffed and be forced to fight with one hand tied behind their back, while the government gets free reign to smear and engage in this type of stuff. Now, that does not happen in New York State courts. In New York State courts, which in the New York State Constitution affords more protection to the criminal defendant than the federal system, defense lawyers are free to go after the witnesses with reckless abandon. And I've been able to bring in stuff about and witness hasn't paid their child support in 10 years. There's almost no limit to what you can do as long as you have a good faith basis. The federal system is heavily, heavily tilted in favor of the prosecution, and that's why the conviction
Just
rate
thought that.
is so high in
Can
federal
I?
court. It's somewhere around 98%,
Wow.
because these rules exist to shackle the defense and ensure the prosecution gets a win. And that's one of the reasons that I think this case is ripped out of state court and brought into federal court, because they, probably somebody got wind somewhere that if this case is tried in state court, Mr. Kelly has a better chance of winning.
I gotta say something now. Let me ask you a question. Being that for them to, it's all about foundation and how you can lay the proper foundation first to be able to introduce evidence, and to be able to bring the boyfriend. You had to find some foundation that to put him in that case to be able to improve, bring him. But I got a question for you. When the bribery charge, right? They said you read some of the case, right? The bribery charge, that was grounds. They laid the foundation to be able to discuss Aaliyah because she was part of that the case. So being that that was foundation, Aaliyah gave them the foundation. That the bribery gave them the foundation to discuss Aaliyah, because when he said he was bribed for $500, that means now we could bring Aaliyah in it because that states that he married a girl. But let me ask you this: being that Yolanda Pace said her mother was not Yolanda Azriel, her mother was texting the boyfriend back and forth, and she said that in open court. Ain't that a foundation to bring the mother on the stand to verify? Because it's still, if the text is not put up and it's still called a hearsay or anything like that, ain't that foundation to cross examine the mother to verify just those three questions where he said, I just want to ask the mother three questions. Did she send a text? Because that's what she's saying. Was that foundation
Yeah,
to bring?
a- absolutely. And there's a rule in evidence called the best evidence rule. The best evidence is going to be, when you're talking about a writing, right? Like a text message is a writing.
Yeah.
The best evidence is going to be the writing itself, right? And you always have to have a live human being, right? Because, letters don't write themselves, emails don't write themselves, text messages don't write themselves. There's always somebody on the other end, and the best evidence is straight from the horse's mouth and the writing itself. Um, so that you're right, that is a foundational question, and why is that prohibited? Well,
Do you think
simply
that can go to an appeal because they wasn't allowed to question because that was foundation to bring the mother, or even if it's just to ask those three questions? He could have said, Your Honor, we just want to bring her up there to verify that her daughter said that she wrote these texts. So now you crippled him from bringing the mother on because now she's saying her mother started it. That's the fruit of the poisonous tree.
Well, what we're talking about is a basic constitutional right. That is the right to confront the witnesses against you and the right to present a defense. And when we're talking, when judges start excluding defense evidence or, sustaining objections to questions that the defense lawyers are asking of witnesses, or, preventing something from coming out that the defense wants to present to a jury that helps the defense make an argument that, the guy's not guilty for some reason, that implicates those constitutional protections of what we call confrontation and the right to present a defense. That is one of the issues that I anticipate being raised on appeal here, is that the judge's rulings basically crippled the defense. And again, what does it go back to? If the jury had heard this, would the result be different?
And last question.
Most likely.
Last question. This is about the Mann Act because I know they want us to bring up the Mann Act.
Yes.
So now, when you're thinking about back into 1910 and the Mann Act, have you ever have you ever tried a case or had to get someone's medical records and subpoenaed it to be able to use against him like that? Is that legal?
Uh, a subpoena is legal from now. Remember, there's HIPAA, right? The Health Information Portability Accountability Act, which basically is a law passed years ago that strengthened what existed, which is the basic protections of privacy of medical records. So in order to get around the privacy, you need one of two things. You need a grand jury subpoena, which once the case is indicted, you're beyond that point. And the other thing you need really is a subpoena issued by a court, not by a lawyer. Now, lawyers do have the right to subpoena, but when it comes to medical records, they don't. It has to be ordered by a judge. In order to get a judge to order a subpoena, you have to make a showing that this is relevant and this is going to be probative. It's going to prove something, and it would be properly admissible at trial. Now here's where this goes into the disparity. When defense lawyers want medical records, it is 10 times harder for a defense lawyer to get medical records than a government or a prosecutor to get medical records. And I've seen medical providers give medical records to prosecutors without a court ordering it. I've seen that happen. I actually had a case where that happened to a client, and I passed the case off to a lawyer friend of mine who then sued the medical provider for violating HIPAA. But that does happen. And again, we're talking about disparity. Can it be? It can. Is it right? No.
Say sometimes if it's a slippery slope, one of them think you can be held in contempt if you use it wrong.
That's right. That's right.
I looked at because I followed your channel, so you taught me a lot. So I was able to come on this platform because you taught me a lot. And once again, I thank you for that. Anybody, you got a question for him, Mr. Sosa?
Well, I do. Now, how is it possible that the judge could change a ruling, change information, or uh, explain the law differently, or change the rule in the middle of the game? Like for,
Unfortunately, that happens all the time.
but is that legal? And can they do that?
They can do it until an appellate court says that was wrong.
Okay.
So federal judges are appointed by the president, and they're appointed for life.
Okay.
And unlike state court, where there's mandatory retirement at certain ages, federal judges can sit on that bench until the day they pass away.
But what I mean, it can't be absolute. There's something that if they're not doing something right, that you can get rid of them.
Only if they completely become mentally incompetent can they be impeached by Congress, which has happened, I think, 3 times in the nation's 200-year plus history where federal judges have actually been impeached and removed from office. Twice. 2 times in 200 something years have federal judges been removed from office and impeached by Congress. Apart from you completely losing all your marbles, there are judges in the Eastern District of New York and elsewhere that are well into their 80s and some into their 90s even, that are still sitting on the bench and making decisions. So what lawyers say, a federal judge is the closest thing to a god on earth, because you can be the worst federal judge. And this was one of the questions. This goes to one of the questions the audience had asked. Is getting reversed on appeal a black mark, or like a demerit for a federal judge? Kind of, but so what? Not what's going to happen to you. You can't get impeached and removed from office just because you've made decisions that have resulted in reversals of convictions or reversals of judgments. That's not a basis for impeachment. So you can be free to wreak as much havoc as you like on as many lives as you like for the people that come before you, with basically no recourse because you're appointed for life. And that's just an unfortunate fact. Now, in state court, it's a little bit different because the state system is different. And there is one judge in Queens, I will not mention that judge's name, who I think has the honor of being the most reversed judge in the state of New York. This judge is regarded as no friend to any defendant. And this judge, there was a point in time where this judge was getting reversed almost every single week on some heavy-duty cases. And his attitude was, so what? He was very well politically connected, and nothing ever happened. And actually, they ended up giving him more murder cases because he got that conviction rate even higher. So what that, maybe an innocent guy went to jail, or a person, was convicted that shouldn't have been convicted. So what? What's going to happen?
That's why I said at the beginning of the podcast, Queens is the hardest case to trial to win, because what you just said. I'm glad you said that, because when I told you Queens was one of the hardest boroughs to win, you just basically gave us the reason why.
And I'm not saying this to be, to sound like Mr. Dismal and Mr. Pessimist here. What I do is I don't sugarcoat anything. I give it to people straight. Um, if we were in a bar having beers, it'd probably be some more colorful language mixed in with what I'm telling you now. But the reality of the situation is, people really need to understand what they're up against, because you really need to be in a position where you can make a decision. You need to have full awareness of what's going on. And I would be derelict in my duty if I didn't tell people what was really going on. And I know it sounds cynical, but like the farmer's insurance commercial, I know a thing or two because I've seen a thing or two.
Hmm. Because when I look at this case, right, and I look at, like I said, would you have took this case 2 months, and would you have took it if somebody called you, if anyone called an attorney? Because I don't know. That's what I said. I know out of 100 attorneys, I know 99 of them that would have said no, because of the stint, like you said, the brutal pressure into fighting a case. And then when you go to this magnitude, the media, and then this can hurt, make or break you as well, because you just expose yourself to a case. Now it could be ups and downs for him in the long run, to where it can go bad for him. A asterisk under his it's his record. Or was the money up there? But like I said, where's smoke, there's fire. Nothing will happen to us. Once again, like you said, they will never unbench a judge. They will never overturn what she's saying. One thing, like you said, the inconsistencies in court records is nothing, because they could be changed. But I want you to speak about what you said in your video, and sometimes you don't want to put all this in that motion to set aside the verdict, because the judge could fix it, and by the time they get to the judge. So I want you to explain that to so they can hear
Sure.
that, because you didn't tell them that part.
Sure. Go back to the first part of the question. Would I take this with 2 months to go? No. And putting aside every other consideration there is out there, when you get down to it, it's not fair to the client. The client is entitled to have a lawyer who's well prepared, well versed in the case, and is going to go in there and be able to give the fight of their life. And 2 months is just not enough time. There's only 24 hours in a day, and you got to spend, at least roughly a third of that is sleep. But even if you spend 14 hours a day preparing, it's still not enough time. And at the end of the day, that's not fair to the client, right? Forget about what's fair to the lawyer, or, the money, or all. It's just not fair to the guy. So that's why I wouldn't do it. And I've turned down cases in this situation and said, listen, not enough time for me to do this. If you can buy more time from the court, I'll consider it. Otherwise, call me for the appeal. I've done that plenty of times. Now, going back to what you were saying about a motion, post-trial motion to set aside the verdict, you have to be very careful about what you do, because everything that you do in a case will leave a footprint and will affect what happens down the line, sometimes 3 or 4 steps down the line. So going back to, can judges reverse themselves and change their orders? They absolutely can. And when you know that there's going to be an appeal, in this case, we know that there's going to be an appeal, you don't necessarily want to throw everything in the kitchen sink into a motion for a new trial, because A, it's unlikely to be granted, but B, you don't want to give everybody a roadmap of exactly where you're going to be going with the appeal and the arguments you're going to make, because that gives everybody the opportunity to fix things. And when you say, well, judge, I'm entitled to a new trial because you made an error in this ruling, the judge now has months to say, yeah, you know what? That's not exactly what I meant. What I really meant was this, as opposed to an on-the-spot decision with just a cold, limited record. But now you've given the judge the opportunity to write pages and pages as to why they believe they were right. And remember, the appeals court is going to be looking at that just like everything else. So you have a couple of lines in a transcript versus pages of explanation. You have to make a tactical decision as to whether the juice is going to be worth the squeeze or not.
Okay,
Now,
now
this is hold on.
the
This is
other question
Sylvia
I had,
question. This
the
is
other
Sylvia question. Go ahead. I wanted to
I'm
ask one of
sorry.
your questions.
The other question I have, okay, now say there was something done with the jury, something that was not okay. For example,
We
one
was
of the juries that I was reading said that they went to ask Gloria Allred uh, get an autograph from her
One of the jurors went during the trial or after the trial?
during the trial.
Oh,
It was on the sidebar. They talked about the juror going
that
to
may
ask.
I know enough yet. That may constitute juror misconduct, which would be that would be something that you would want to bring up in a Rule 29, Rule 33 motion after the verdict, because there probably isn't much of a record of that. And if you want to take that up on appeal, you have to create the record. What you want to do in a post-trial motion is you don't want to expand the record to fix problems. You want to be creating a new record that you can use later, because the rule on appeal is if it's not in the record, if it's
It's
not
in
in
there.
that snapshot, it doesn't exist.
It's in the transcript. That's how I
Right.
found it. I read it in
But,
the transcript.
but you always want more.
Okay.
And I've had this situation happen with myself where there was juror misconduct, and you have a hearing before sentencing, and you can expand that record, bring in some additional facts, some additional details, some additional legal argument as to why. And in that situation, it's better to have more rather than that just little bit in the transcript. So I've had that situation. I had that happen in Jacksonville, where a who turned out to be the forewoman on a jury on a case that I had, never disclosed the fact that her aunt was the elected prosecutor for the whole county.
Wow.
And I found that out the day after the verdict, because one of the other jurors called me on the phone and said, "Hey, just thought you should know this lady was bragging about how her aunt was the elected prosecutor for the county, and and she's the one who swayed us all to vote guilty." And I was not. I didn't want. And we had a hearing on that, and we created a whole record, and that I won that motion, got the verdict set aside, and the prosecutor appealed. They didn't like that, and that was a case where they affirmed the order granting granting my motion to set aside the verdict. But I wouldn't have had that without making that motion and creating that record. And we brought in both jurors, and then they testified, and we asked them questions. And that's where we created the record. That's the situation where you would want to create that record. But going back to what I was saying, you don't want to telegraph where you're going, because that gives them the opportunity to fix it. And the government is always going to look to protect the conviction. And the judge, remember, what is a judge? A judge is a civil servant, right? The day we hear a civil servant say, "Yeah, you know what? I was totally wrong. I totally made a mistake. I'm incompetent. I admit." That's the day I dropped dead of a heart attack on the spot from the show.
Sylvia want to know why the jury notes are sealed. She wanted to expound on why. You wanted to know that, right, Sylvia? Why
On
the
the jury, what?
Go ahead,
The jury
Sylvia.
note is sealed, because I was looking
Oh.
through the pacers and it says jury note is sealed. And normally they would just tear up the jury notes and not even put it in there. So why is it in there and then it's sealed?
No, the jury notes are supposed to be
Destroyed.
no, they're supposed to be preserved. That's part of the record.
Okay.
And the note, the procedure is the note is always supposed to be read into the record verbatim, and the lawyers are supposed to be given an opportunity to respond, or to tell the judge how they think the judge should respond to a jury note. Now, frequently they're sealed because they contain the signature of the foreperson. So, but should you seal the whole thing? No. Normally, what they do is they just redact that little portion that has any juror information on there, because the names and identities of jurors is not supposed to be something that's made public for lots of different reasons. But to seal the entire note, I mean, the contents of the note should be in the record, should be in the trial record, because the judge is supposed to read that into the record.
Well, it's sealed.
Okay.
Question about that. If the notes are sealed, and let's say the notes that they were taking during the trial, and someone, or maybe two jurors, scribbled in their notes, "He's guilty to me," does that affect anything or what happens if that is found to have happened, and the they haven't received the instructions yet
Okay,
from
I'm
the
sorry.
judge.
I misunderstood you when you said jury notes. You're talking about the personal notes the jurors wrote down. Okay,
Yes.
those are private. Those are supposed to be destroyed.
That's
When
what
I
I said. That's what
yeah
I said. That's
when jury notes that's a note from the jury to the
yeah,
judge during
yeah.
deliberations. That's what I thought you were talking about. Sorry.
Now the
Yeah, the
jury
personal
notes that they
notes.
create inside that jury room is destroyed because one thing about it, the appellate the courts don't like to do is mess with the jury's decision.
Right.
That's
What happens in
very
that jury
they
room
don't
is
they,
secret,
yeah they
like
that's what
Vegas.
the jury room is for. So we would never know what happens in there. That's why those notes are destroyed. So when you said they preserve record, I said
What probably happened in that situation is the jurors most likely left their notepads behind.
Hmm.
And that's now sometimes they'll take them with them, or sometimes the court will say we'll collect all those notes and we'll destroy them. Somebody probably left something behind. That's my guess.
do you
Um,
think this jury should have been sequestered?
I'm generally against sequestration of jurors because you're putting an enormous. They're already under extreme pressure on your run of the mill case. When you're talking about a case where there's a lot of media attention, they're under even more pressure. And now, if you're going to hold them hostage, stick them in a hotel somewhere, prevent them from seeing or talking to their families, that puts even more pressure on them. And we talk about jury duty as a civic duty. Um, we don't. I don't think that you should make that even more unpleasant for people. I think they should make it less unpleasant, because at the end of the day, these people are doing their civic duty, and they're taking time out of their own lives. Last thing I would want is if I was a juror was to be basically locked up in a hotel and separated from my loved ones. That's um, now if media becomes a problem and there's wall to wall coverage every day, and like there was, um, that changes the equation, obviously. But you're supposed to rely on people to uphold their promises, to say, I didn't look at any TV, I didn't look at any social media postings, I didn't read any newspapers. You're supposed to rely on their promise not to do that. My experience is most jurors will do that, but every now and again, I've certainly in the last 20 years, I've encountered jurors who did not do that. And if that comes to light, then that becomes an issue for a post verdict motion.
And please explain a stay of appeal. Could you explain that, a stay of appeal?
Sure. You can, or Mr. Kelly can apply for bond pending appeal and to stay execution of the sentence. In order to do that, there's certain legal requirements that have to be met. Number one, you have to show that you're not a danger to the community. Uh, I don't think he is. I don't think no one's gotten killed or any hurt here.
I got
Sure,
a question for you on this. I got a
sure.
question. Okay. Back last year, we did a petition. And it was over thousands of signers to the petition of him not being a danger to the community. How we felt as supporters and people who love him, who have met him and things like that. And that was never submitted. So can we do that again and submit it to it as part of it, or what?
That would be something that I would include as a defense lawyer to show
Okay.
that there's evidence, because you remember you have to come forward with some evidence. Hey, there's 1,000 people have signed on to this petition saying that he's not a danger to the community. They would welcome him into their own home. You also have to show what's called a likelihood of success on an appeal.
Hmm.
And that doesn't mean you're 100% going to win, but that just means that you're likely to win it, and you're likely to result in the appeal is likely to result in a reversal or a lower sentence if you prevail on appeal. And to go back to the process of an appeal, law is kind of like medicine, right? If you go to the doctor for, I'm sick to my stomach, the doctor might give you an antacid, might give you something like Pepto Bismol, something to calm your stomach down. What they're not going to do is they're not going to give you something that you would treat a cold with, or they're not going to put a Band-Aid on your stomach. The law is the same way. Certain legal errors have certain legal remedies. So some errors that are made in the course of a trial may result in a charge or charges being reversed and dismissed. Sometimes they may be reversed and reduced to a lesser charge. And sometimes the conviction can be reversed and a new trial ordered. Same thing with the sentence. When you're challenging the sentence, you can send it back for a whole new sentencing, or you can send it back with specific instructions to reduce a sentence or not to take certain things into account. That's basically what the remedies are in long and short here. So if it's sent back for a new trial on an evidentiary issue, it might be with instructions that the judge made a mistake in precluding certain evidence or admitting certain evidence. So if you're going to do this new trial, you can't use this. The government can't use XYZ, or you have to allow the defense lawyer to use ABC. So those are all different possibilities. And to make things even more complicated, it can be any combination of all those things.
Now, right, R. Kelly, right? He was able to the man of defense, right? He has witnesses that how surviving R. Kelly. I've seen a lot of Fed cases, right? And the feds put you under investigation for years to come. You know, they follow you, they talk to your best friends, they speak to your uncles, your aunts, your school teacher. They may go to speak to your pastor and make a donation, and he may tell. You
Right.
know, so when he doing all that, how damaged you think those witnesses was, because being that they didn't do investigation on him, normally they have a book of stuff. They did no investigation. They How much money did they spend besides surviving R. Kelly? Because normally they spend years and putting people places and looking in your houses and spending so much on data and iPhones and doing all of that. And how was they able to do that? Like, or for surviving R. Kelly and not do investigation, and they did the investigation after they surviving. They showed you where he was at the hotel, but no, where is the investigation up to surviving R. Kelly? And normally in all the fake cases, did you ever see them not have a slew of evidence, pictures, phone taps, and everything before they go after somebody?
It's unusual. Normally, when the feds come after you, they have all that kind of stuff that you're talking about. Um, Normally, that's what happens.
And that takes a lot of money, but they didn't use
Well,
that on this one.
yeah, the United States government has unlimited resources. If we need more money, we just
We know that.
we just print it out of thin air. But yeah, the United States has unlimited resources, whereas the average person does not. We're talking about disparity. We're talking about disparity there, big time. I mean, think about it: the United States of America versus Robert Kelly. Okay, 375 million people, or whatever the last census was, versus one man. Right?
Well,
Um,
I'm not part of that.
I know, but that's the idea, right? Um, how can they do that? The United States government can enforce its will on almost everybody. That includes you and me.
Because I was just baffled how they was able to get use the surviving R. Kelly information, and they not had to do no investigation. They haven't did anything, but basically they just questioned people. They didn't
Funny,
have to go
funny how
look
that
for
happens,
people.
right? Netflix seems to help the United States government. I just finished watching a documentary on the Fire Festival, and what was his name? Billy McFarland, and who was his partner? The music guy. Anyway, that's these things seem to. I don't believe in coincidences, right? There's just a little too much coincidence that all this stuff comes out, and then the federal government just slides in and says, "Oh, we'll take all that information. Surviving R. Kelly, yeah, we'll use that," and
You think
all that
that's grounds for an appeal?
before.
You think that's information for grounds for appeal? Because these people actually signed NDAs before they went to this network. Now, when you sign an NDA, right? That protects you from being litigated through any companies, and you could be able to sue. When these people told the story to Gail King and them, they were still under a non-disclosure agreement, and he wasn't guilty yet. So how was they able to take that information? Because I feel that it was a race against time with the producer. It was a huge gamble. Because if he didn't get charged, they would be out of a Lifetime channel. So I feel that they was at the race against time to say, you know what, we can get sued for airing this information, but if he get charged, the non-disclosure is null and voided because of the criminal act. So
Yep.
do you think that they use that calculated surviving R. Kelly, because if he wasn't charged and the charges wasn't coming, he could have had a lawsuit because most of them females sign non-disclosures. Is that correct?
I think you're right. The only how do you enforce a non-disclosure lawsuit? Right, lawsuit. It's not criminal. It's civil. Uh, what do you get? You get a gag order, right? You get maybe money damages. Um, do like again, do I think there's sorry, this guy's here. Okay, somewhere over a second. Sorry about that. Do I think that there's a connection? Absolutely. I don't believe in these random sort of happenstance coincidences. I don't believe in that. I think that uh, there was probably a concerted effort, and they're probably operating together.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
glad you said that. Thank you for the information. I'm glad you came on the platform today. I appreciate you for your time. It looked like somebody's calling you. So you know what? Everybody wants your knowledge. But I appreciate you. Everybody wanted me to ask you some
Yes.
questions, and I try to keep it on the law. You know me, I try to keep it balanced of the law so I could understand what the people wanted to ask. So I probably touched up on a few bases, even asked a question for Miss Sylvia, dealing with the Man Act, dealing now. Do you think those witnesses was damaged? That's my last question. How damaged do you think those witnesses was? And do you think, even like if we were sitting in a bar talking, sit in a bar and talk to me straight, how do you feel about the case? We in a bar. Do you think he got a grounds for an appeal?
Oh, I definitely think there's grounds for an appeal. I think there's multiple grounds for an appeal. And the record that I got was somewhere in the neighborhood of 5,000 pages. I couldn't go through with a fine tooth comb. That
So
takes months. But going through it very quickly as I did, giving it a first glance, I'm able to pick out things right here because I can see where the red flags are.
Mm-hmm.
There's several issues that I think jump right out at me. That's sufficiency of the evidence, legal sufficiency of the evidence. There's an issue with the jury instructions, which is always problematic. There may be an issue with juror misconduct.
Mm-hmm.
There may be an issue with prosecutorial misconduct.
Mm-hmm.
These are all issues that come about. And when we talk about sufficiency of evidence, think of criminal charges like a recipe, right? Just like a recipe to bake cookies has certain things, certain ingredients that are necessary. If you leave one of those out, you don't have a cookie, you have mess. You just have some sort of stuff that nobody wants to eat. Same thing with a crime. If you only prove 4 out of 5 elements of a criminal offense, you don't have a crime. You have something that may be morally reprehensible, but we don't punish, moral reprehensibility. We punish criminal activity. And if you don't hit all 5 out of 5, then you don't have a criminal conviction. And that's how the courts look at this. That's one issue that'll pop up. And, going back to what I was saying about remedies, legal sufficiency results in a reversal and a dismissal, whereas those other things that we talk about result in a reversal and a new trial. As a defense lawyer, you want to get that reversal and dismissal because then you got double jeopardy that kicks in to protect you. And that's what saves you. New trial, almost as good. At least you get another shot to fight.
uh,
Another shot to
let
win.
a few people know what's your law firm, how to find you, what's your
Sure.
phone number if they ever need you to contact you, if they got family in the New York area, or tell
And
them where you
Florida,
tell them
he's
where
Florida
tell
too.
them where
You
you,
get
tell
around.
them where you at.
oh,
Tell
you
them
know
where.
what, Patrick, there was someone who sent a message saying that, North Carolina, your license was lost. So could you explain a little bit about that? Because people always try to bring the negative in there.
Of course.
Those are haters.
What happened in North Carolina is very simple. Two men were convicted for a crime they didn't commit. I assisted them, and I took the case from some of the local good old boys. Me with my New York accident and a vowel at the end of my name, and not my great granddaddy didn't fight in the Civil War against the North. So I decided to take on the North Carolina government. I convinced the governor of the former governor of the state of North Carolina to issue pardons of innocence for these men. 13 have existed in the history of the United States of America. 2 of them are hanging on my wall.
Mhm.
And I took on the North Carolina Attorney General. And when I called them out for lying and hiding evidence, they unleashed the North Carolina bar against me. They got me out of that
Last,
case, and they took my license away for 5 years because I had the audacity to take on the government and call them out for lying and hiding evidence against
Mhm.
the court. And I paid the personal price for it. And that's really it in a nutshell. And anybody who knows me knows that's what happened. And you know what? I'll wear it. I don't care. That's what happened, and I'll go to my grave with that.
that's
Thank you.
right.
That's right.
Thank you.
And,
I
sta-
just needed you to
and
explain it because people was like, "Oh, but he was disbarred, but they don't understand what happened."
I was
So
only suspended.
now,
the other,
Stat Anthony want to know. Please ask why were the parents not able to go in front of the judge and speak
no,
on behalf?
no, we mm-mm.
We
I
don't
ask
ask
everybody
questions.
to email me the
Sister Mitch.
questions. We will not do
Oh,
that.
Hmm.
I'll do it for them. How about this?
Okay.
If you want to find me, you can find me at
there you go.
www.appealslawgroup.com. The Appeals Law Group channel is on YouTube. And if anybody wants to email me any questions, I'm more than happy to answer any questions about the process in general. I may not be able to get into the nitty gritty on the case, but I'll do my best. That's P Megaro, PMEGARO at appealslawgroup.com.
Thank you.
Moderators, put that in there for him, please. Can somebody moderators put that information in there, please? Put
Thank
his
you.
YouTube
And
channel up.
one of the things that we did not want to do in this live is to give specific because this case is still active really,
Ongoing.
Yeah,
so ongoing, so
that's
we
what.
could not
That's
be specific. We can't let the left hand know what the right hand is doing. That's why
Hmm.
some questions were not answered, and we understand that. So
Hmm.
but
now
you
you see
gave us the
why I asked.
general how things work and how the process is supposed to be. So that's what this is all about, not for you to get in and say, okay, this is what he should do. No, no, we can't.
That's why I asked. That's why you see, Mr. Patrick. I asked a bunch of legal questions. Correct.
Yeah.
I did
Hmm.
not ask nothing about the case. I asked about questions and ramifications and foundation because I want these panels to understand the line. How do you present a case? You must lay down a foundation. You must be
Hmm.
able to prove. You can't just say he had this. There's a foundation that we must present in a court of law. And there's an evidence rule. I think it's 470, chapter 440 or something like that. Like you said, I looked up the evidence law, and there's a lot of stuff in there where it is based you off what they can use. But
Well, I have a wonderful question for you. This is
Me
from
too.
Simple Erica. And the reason why I'm asking this question, because a lot of people has asked me this question. They ask, how can you help Robert? How can you? Will you willing to come and help Robert?
I'd be happy to. He's got to reach out to me, or his people got to reach out to me.
Okay.
And if they want to bring me on,
And I did give your number. I did give them your number, so you might
thank
be
you.
getting a call from them.
now,
I,
ask you a question. Could you see yourself doing this as a bono case so you can get some media exposure?
well, in my experience, media exposure on an appeal is not going to be there. Pro
Yeah.
bono, I'll always consider it. Depends on how big the project is. This is a very big project, but um,
You can always donate to his charity.
right,
How
you can
many?
always donate to a charity.
How many continuances you think it's going to take? Being that this was my last question. How many continuances you think the new lawyer is going to need with the appellate division to come up with the right proper brief? Because there's so many things, and like you said, everything has to be in this brief. And when I spoke to the appellate court, they said they do look some things they just automatically look for in the appellate that they're going to automatically look for, like the standard stuff. He said one of
Nothing's
the
automatic. Nothing's
no, the,
automatic.
I was looking at the appellate courts, and he says some things we're going to look at, and I believe that's felonious. But my thing is, if you don't put it inside that brief, but how many continuances you think they're going to need with being this trial going to be?
The general time frame for an appeal to go through is roughly 18 months to 24 months after a sentencing. It could take longer than that. It could take less than that. you don't necessarily need all the continuances. The biggest thing is getting the transcripts done. That looks like it's already been done. The question is just putting your nose to the grind, reading, writing, researching, and then lather, rinse, repeat until you have a brief. And like you said, it's one shot deal. You use it or lose it. If you don't
because
complain now, you can't complain later.
you're not it's going to be very hard to get into the Supreme Court because they turn around not they turn away 99.9% of their cases.
Mhm.
You have statistically, you have a 1 in 1,000 shot of getting
That's
into the
right.
United States Supreme Court. So
Thank you, sir.
it's now or never. I mean, you could always do a habeas corpus 2255
That's
down
what
the
I
line,
said.
but that's option B. Your best chance of winning is
It's
here and now.
appellate.
Okay,
Yep.
the other question is as far as petition, what do we do as a people? What can we do?
What you can do is gather, and I would do to assist the lawyers, gathering letters of support, recommendation letters, especially from people that know him well, because those are the kinds of things that the court will look at when it comes to sentencing. When it comes to petitioning for release pending appeal, the more signatures you can get to a petition, the better. This way you can show that there's, a lot of grassroots support for the person. Believe it or not, that actually matters.
It does, yeah.
I saw something on the news a couple of days ago, and I was wondering if that actually parallels to this case right here, where, and I'm pretty sure you probably saw it, where there were federal agents that lied on that U.S. Olympic coach, I guess that gymnast coach,
Right.
and they were found to have lied. And I guess they're having an investigation or something like that. If this is in fact the same that happened to R. Kelly, where they embellished their information for the witnesses, because there was times that the witnesses that when Canick cross-examined the witness, and they said they didn't say that, and he said, "Well, would it be true to say that, that the prosecutors? I mean, Matt, if you didn't say that, would it be true to say that the prosecutors are lying about what they put in as far as what you said?" So is that a technicality or something, or could something actually be done if they have found to have been
I
found
don't
to
think
have
it's a
embellished the
technicality.
evidence?
I don't think it's a technicality. If an FBI agent or a federal law enforcement agent lied or coached witnesses, then there's a very real situation that we have misconduct behind the scenes that would potentially invalidate the entire conviction, because if you have a witness that was coached to lie, for example, which that's happened before, you have a situation where that taints the entire conviction, and that would be evidence that I would think could sway a jury the other way, and that would be something that you would put into a 2255 habeas petition. Absolutely.
Now, what if the witnesses or the jury, I'm sorry, what if the jury never actually examined that during their deliberation? You know what I mean? Because we
They
know
never got
that
to
there
hear it.
is no time limit, for deliberating. But in the time that they deliberated, which was about 9 hours plus, and that they came back with a verdict with all the exhibitions that they had to review and the testimony, and they actually didn't see that. Well, not didn't see it, but didn't review it. What do we do? I mean, what happens if they didn't?
The only way to know that is if the jurors themselves come forward and say we didn't do that, because lawyers are not permitted to go and interview jurors in a federal case. So you don't know what they did or did not talk about. If they never were exposed to that evidence because of a ruling that the court made, or let's say the lawyer just never presented it because they were negligent, that's basis for either a direct appeal or a 2255 habeas petition, or both. But it's
You
different than,
answered my
they
question.
got it and they didn't use it. Unfortunately, we have no, lawyers, and none of the courts have any, what happens in that jury room. It's like Vegas, it stays there. So what courts cannot do is invade that jury room and say, well, you should have looked at this, you should have looked at that.
Right.
That's like a sacrosanct area. that the law never invades. So, but if they were never exposed to it, that's a different inquiry.
Now, if they were exposed to it, let's say during testimony, right, and it was brought out by the defense that uh, if, well, it was brought out by the defense asking the witness that if you didn't say that and I said that, then obviously the defense is lying. Of course, the jury does not have to listen to that. But if it's overturned, let's just say hypothetically, it's overturned on that part right there, wouldn't that go to show the, I wouldn't say characters of the jury, but if it was overturned, then I guess that would just show that the incompetence, I would say, of the jury not being able to review that. And
exactly. And if I was the defense lawyer and this came back on a retrial, I would pick a very different group of jurors to sit on that case. And, that's another thing. I don't want to go on and on and on, but the composition of your jury and who you pick will in large part determine from before the evidence is even heard, whether you're in the running to win or whether you're in the running to lose.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Patrick, I don't want to hold up your time because I don't want this to be the last time that you
That's
come back
okay.
on here. So I don't want to so let us know when we need to stop. Do you want me to take questions from the chat or
I got to jump soon. I have a client waiting for me, but
okay.
if you want, I'll be happy to come back on
Okay.
and go and talk further. I mean, this is probably going to go through another round of media coverage once the motion for a new trial gets filed.
Okay.
That would probably be a good time because that's going to probably raise a host of new questions
Okay.
that everyone's going to want, and also give me a little more time to look into this a little bit deeper and kind of flesh out some of the issues a little bit more. But if you wanted to do that, I think that would probably be the best time.
Okay.
So we'll have something new to talk about.
Okay. Great.
Thank you,
Well,
Patrick.
thank you
appreciate
so
Awesome.
much.
And
Thank
I'm
you
gonna
so
Appreciate
continue
much.
watching your shows at night. I'll be
Thank you.
continue.
Hey,
I
guys,
watch
please
you.
subscribe to Patrick. Somebody put his link out there. Please
Yeah,
subscribe to his
Yes,
page.
I sent you over to her. I said we got to get him.
that's
Well,
right.
everybody out there wants to learn. Like I said, an informed citizen is not a beat up citizen. There's a video I have on there that explains the whole appeal process in 20 minutes from A to Z. It's
Yes,
called
he do.
9 different ways to win your appeal. And if you waste a few minutes of your life and watch that, you'll know more than the average lawyer on the appeal process.
Yes, you would. Yes, you would. That's why I got him. Trust me. You watch those videos. You go to his channel, y'all. Trust me. He broke it down. Why you think I went back to him and told him break down the appeal process, where what's the good parts and the bad parts? Because I heard you say you don't want to do that and give the judge time to fix it. That's why I let you say that.
There you go.
Well, let's get some hearts up for Patrick. Thank you so much again.
Yes,
I
Thank you,
appreciate
appreciate you,
you
folks.
showing
Give
Patrick.
up.
Patrick a
Appreciate
round
you
of
so
applause,
much.
everybody.
Yay.
That's right.
Give him a
Get
round
them
of
hands,
applause.
those clapping hands
Everybody,
up.
he took his time out. New York is a busy city because I know that's where I'm from, and I
He's in
understand.
Florida right now.
I'm
That's
in
right.
Florida right now, so I
No,
understand
he's it. Patrick is in Florida.
You in Florida now,
I'm
Patrick?
in Orlando, yeah.
All right, I may come see you in about an hour.
All right.
I may come. Now you that close, I can come take lunch, man.
Perfect.
All right.
I own a piece. I got a pizza shop in Daytona. I would love for you to go frequent every time
All
you
right
want
then
to.
now.
Perfect.
All right. Thank you so
Thank you,
much. And
Patrick. Thank you
have
so
a
Thank you.
much,
good
Have a
one,
sir.
good day,
Patrick. And I'll
everyone.
be
Take care.
talking to you behind the scene. Have a good one.
Will
Have a
do.
great.
All
Okay.
right.
Bye-bye.
Awesome.
Okay, guys. That was awesome live, y'all. Oh, he was great. Great. Thank you,
Yes, he
guys.
was.
Thank you,
But
Terry. Terry, my boy Terry was asking those questions, and you see, we didn't get into jump on each other. We moderated it
That's right.
well. We didn't go haywire. This was a very structured show. Terry
Yes, it
came
was.
right in, very dapper today. I must shout out Terry, man, because at the end of the day, y'all.
okay, can we get the lunch stuff going now? All this extra stuff.
Oh my God. Oh my
Can we
God.
get the
You
lunch
see
stuff
that,
going now? Here's people who wants the
Mr.
lunch. Okay,
Funk?
so what is the agreement here?
All
Who
right.
are we gonna give? We
All
have
right. Instead of
412 people in the chat.
I'm gonna feed two people today
Okay,
instead.
2 people
Wow,
gonna get
right
lunch
now.
today. So now how are we gonna
Okay.
break this down? I want one gentleman and I want one lady that's to win. Is that fair?
That's right.
That's fair, right? Right.
That's
Okay.
fair. That's fair.
So,
Oh, I just want to say this right quick. I was monitoring it, and we had upwards of almost 469 people in this
it was
chat, and
472.
we only have 229, well, 232. I guess y'all listening to me,
It
so
was
you're in.
472, sir. It was 472.
472
Yeah.
and only 200 likes. So we had a bunch of spies up in here, believe you me, from those other channels and stuff right here that just wanted to come in here and listen and even try to voice. I seen the moderators was on it, was asking something. They
Yeah,
was
they was
deleting
on
their
it.
stuff. They was deleting their stuff right up out of here and stuff right there. So those that haven't hit that like button, please hit the like button. Okay, Sylvia, back to you now.
Okay, now there's going to be two people that I'm going to choose because I was watching the chat and I was looking, paying attention, and I was trying to figure out who will I give this to lunch to. So one of the persons that I feel definitely deserve it because they really got on my nerve today is Stat Anthony YT.
Yes,
That's
I
who's going to
was
win it.
going
Yeah.
to say
Stat
that.
Anthony
And
YT
yes,
because they really got
yes,
on my nerve. Okay, I had to
yes.
give.
Listen. You read my mind, Mr. Sultry speaking. I was about to
Is
say,
that a
if
guy?
we
Is that a
don't,
guy?
I don't care who it is.
It
It's
is, and
that.
then
It's that.
the
That
other person is it a guy? Tell me
I,
if you're a male or female, because then I got to figure out which is the next person.
stat,
Because I do have another
stat,
person in line.
you
What is
got
the
me cussed out.
Stat? Are you a man? Are you Stat? Are you a man
Are
or
you
a
a
woman?
man?
A man or a woman? No.
Are you a
Which one are
man?
you? Come on, hurry up, so I can pick out my next person to win. Come
Hello,
on.
panel. Hello, panel. Hey.
Hey.
Hello, lady. Hello, hello.
So, okay, Stat, could you please tell me if you're male or female? Female, thank you. She's a female. Now I
All
need a
right
guy. The
then.
next guy, because the next people that let me see. Huh. The next
What's up,
one would
Gucci?
be I need a male.
What's up, my
Who's a
guy?
male
Gucci.
in here?
Hey,
What's up,
Gooch. Hey,
people?
Gooch.
Type
Hey.
Hey,
male, and I'll pick
Gooch.
you
can
out
I,
from that.
Sylvia? Can
Hi,
I beg you
Rhoda.
for 5 minutes?
Hey.
5 minutes.
Go ahead.
All right. Listen, people. I'm so sick and tired of every MF of y'all blaming attorney. The attorney just told you these men didn't have enough time to
Enough time.
prepare for a
Thank
case.
you.
Exactly.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Kennick,
Exactly.
if you look Kennick up, he's one of New York City top 10 lawyers.
Yes, he
No
He
is.
didn't have no
Thank
cursing,
time.
you.
Gucci. No cursing.
Okay, but it just pissed me off, Sylvia. I'm sorry
Yeah.
because they in
Yeah.
here blaming and they blaming. Stop. If you want to blame,
Yeah,
go blame Greenberg for not doing nothing in 2 years.
Thank you.
exactly.
Thank
Okay,
you.
Just following
stop
the
blaming
motions.
Kennedy because y'all got to realize everybody in America know that this case was not going to be fair from day one.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Okay,
That's
public
right.
opinion already crucified Rob. They put that black cloud over his head and he got crucified because
Hmm.
when you got a bunch of jury sit on a stand and hear all these lies,
That's
that
right.
means they didn't give a crap.
That's right.
That's
That's right.
right.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
stop
That's right.
blaming the attorney, talking about this attorney, that attorney. Are you going to pay for an attorney? The Fed
Mm-hmm.
seized the man money. They seized his assets.
They sure did. You right.
Okay, if
Tell
you
them,
don't know
Gucci.
nothing about Fed case, when you get an indictment, the first thing they do is seize your
Is they
money
seize
so
your
you
property.
can't get a
That's
That's
good
right.
right.
lawyer.
That's
That's
right.
right.
That's right.
Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
That is
That's right.
right.
stop.
Tell them,
Stop
Gucci.
pointing friggin' fingers. If y'all want something to do, write to the Chief Justice and tell him the misconduct and Donnelly do. That's what you do.
Exactly.
That's right.
That's right.
That's what you do.
Right.
Stop sitting here talking about Nicole call the girls, them girls, girls. So what? They're girls. That don't mean they're
Exactly.
young girls. They hoes, if you ask me.
Gucci,
Sorry.
Gucci. Lord Jesus, I
Okay.
just can't keep this dude in the right path for
Sylvia,
nothing.
But
Is we on your
I'm
other
sorry,
channel?
Sylvia.
No, we not.
I'm sorry, Sylvia. I won't curse no more. But it just get on my nerve.
I see.
Okay, me and one of
I
them,
see it.
I had one of them was watching this show with you, and actually, Sylvia, they are going to contact him.
Okay.
I know
Oh,
that for sure because
that's awesome.
they said it.
That's
They
awesome.
said what he's saying is true and is facts, and they know they didn't have enough time. You probably know who, Sylvia, but the thing is, stop blaming people. People, stop.
Hmm.
Yeah.
You cannot.
And that
Sylvia, Joey said it on one of your live that there is no way these attorneys going to be prepared for over 3,000 pages of stuff in
That's
a
right.
month. No
No,
way.
Yeah. Yeah.
exactly.
So all they were doing, they were just setting up grounds for appeal because they know they
That's
wasn't going
right.
to get a fair trial.
That's right.
They
And
Right.
at
knew
the
that.
Right.
short and at the time that he received it, I thought that, my opinion, I thought that Kennick did a wonderful job. So you
Absolutely. Absolutely.
imagine if he would have
Absolutely.
got this, got all the paperwork, or would have been on there
2 years
earlier
ago.
than this
But
Yeah.
right
look,
Yeah.
here. I
he opened
guarantee
up
you.
my eyes of all of us that said, "Oh, the government they can't get me." That's a lie, y'all.
Mhm.
They
Let me
That-
say
tell you something.
we
Let
committed
me tell you
federal
something.
crimes three
If
times
Kennick,
a day.
if Kennick had this case from day one, a lot of the
mm.
charges would have been dismissed. A lot.
Yeah,
Oh, most
Right.
yeah.
definitely.
Right.
A
Most
lot.
definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Because you saw
Mm-hmm.
what they did, knowing that they could not have any charge dropped. They still filed
Mhm.
a motion to get charge
Motion.
dismissed so they can have
Right.
that in records for the appeal.
Record.
That's
Yes.
right. That's
Mm-hmm.
right.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Yeah.
Kennick was setting a paper trail. Steve Greenberg didn't do jack
You're right.
Right.
but
You
set up
sure did.
Rob.
Now
You
that
did.
I'm woo,
no, I agree with you,
Jesus.
Gucci. I agree.
Yeah. I
Woo.
do too. That was the
Woosah.
Sylvia, Miss Sylvia.
Woosah
That was the
Gucci.
reason.
Woo breathe.
Gucci,
Yeah,
Gucci,
that was the reason I wanted to ask to come in is because I was reading some of the comments and I piggybacked on Corinne's Harris statement. I was agreeing with her because I started seeing where one person were kind of jumping on Canic, and I'm like, I thank God for Canic because whether they were fired or whether they were asked to let go 2 months prior, who would have actually stepped up to do what he did
Nobody
in that
would.
short length of time.
Exactly.
Nobody
So I
would.
thank God that he was
Exactly.
there. Yeah, if he didn't hit on some things during the trial, at least he showed that they were liars. That was my
Exactly.
That's
thing.
why.
He showed
Hey,
that they were liars. And maybe maybe with the appeal process, he'll hit more on the RICO because I think some people's like he didn't touch on the RICO. Well, he showed that they were liars.
the
That was the big
reason,
thing. He showed that they were liars.
and that's true. My son live in New York, and my son told me. He said to me, the first 4 days, he said, "Don't get mad at me, but I watch the news every night. Rob is not gonna found innocent." He said the news only
Reports
is
the
showing
prosecution
the stuff
side.
that the government's saying. They're not saying
Exactly.
nothing
They sure
about what
was.
the defense saying. They
Mm-hmm.
are saying this,
Yeah.
that, and we know every one of these jury go home. They don't sit and don't watch no TV. Come on,
You're right.
people. If
You're
you
right.
if
Right,
you think that you be the craziest person in the world,
right.
okay,
Yeah.
you'll be the
Mm-hmm.
crazy because if I'm on the jury and the main witness said my mom's told me to tell him I was 18, I would have been like, whoa, sound like y'all trying to entrap him.
hmm hmm
How could you find him guilty when a girl said my mom said to say I was 18? Come on, people. So they have to
Can
go
I
all
can
the
I
way
say
back. So
something?
the
Can I
thing
say
is all
something?
these finger blaming.
Let
Stop
me
it.
let me let me say something.
Because first of all, we got to be appreciative that Kenny took the case that short a time. And
Amen.
number two, if Greenberg did have that case, he would have every count the same guilty
Right.
because Greenberg haven't won a case in his career.
Come on,
Go
fo fo
look,
fo.
okay?
What I
Before we
wanna
lose the amount of people in the chat, we have 406 people in the chat, Gucci. Hold on a second. Hold that
Yes, sir.
thought. There
Yeah,
are
man.
petitions that are out right now. There are petitions. Spitfire has petitions that's going to be ending at the end of at 12 midnight. I need you guys to go over there and sign those petitions. And then over here, we're going to start that petition for his you know what he says, can't remember. But
it's not
We're
But go
it's
gonna
ahead,
not
start
Gucci.
it
I
though.
just want to tell them to go because that petition those petition that Spitfire has, they're gonna end at 12 midnight. So you guys gotta get out there. Gotta get out there. And then the other thing is we need good writers for our next petition. We need somebody who could write excellent. That would
Well,
go
what,
straight to the judge.
let me tell you what we need to do for that, Sylvia. We need to contact Columbia Law School and ask them, can we get one of their intern? And
Interns. Exactly.
basically what we do, we use it through your nonprofit or mine and let them do it as a internship. So with the nonprofit, they can get credit.
Okay.
Oh, that would be awesome.
So
Sounds
that's a
good.
way how you can do it. You reach
Sounds
a
good.
local college law school and tell them that you got a nonprofit and you want to ask them how can you get these people to write stuff, and they will tell you all the requirements you need.
Come on,
And
444.
okay, so that's how we can do it. Like in Miami, we can contact Miami University or Florida State. Um in New York, Columbia University. In
Gucci,
Atlanta,
we need something that's going to be done because the November 1st is right around the corner. Because I don't
yeah,
want us to
but
get all this
well,
extra
that's why.
exaverant thing and then nothing
Well,
happens.
to write this thing
Exav-
is you got to get a person that is educated to the law. You can't just have a good writer.
What was the? I don't want nobody
It's a
to take it. Go
go
ahead,
ahead,
Sylvia.
Right.
Smile. But you gotta remember, this is not having to do with something with the law. This is you people at giving.
Yeah, but it got to be on the structure of the law. If you're writing a petition for the court, it got to be. So how about we just ask Patrick how much he would charge to write one, and we just take up a donation. He probably gonna charge a couple $100 to write a good petition. That's all you do.
What happens is what Canick with the lawyer, what he was saying. Canick could be the top 10 lawyer, right? But he just said a top 10 lawyer wouldn't have took the case because he was being handed a loaded gun. Now
Right.
listen, hold on. So when someone hand us a loaded gun, do we assess the situation? Do we break the gun apart? We have to break the gun apart because or even go to war with a loaded gun. So I believe there's only two things that Candy could have had a candid conversation with him.
Okay, hold on a second. Please do not block anybody. Why are you blocking Stat? Please don't block Stat.
Hey,
Don't do
hey,
that.
hold on to stat. Greenberg said Nicole was not a good lawyer, but is Greenberg a good lawyer too? No. You
But
got to
then,
remember. You
but
got to
I think
remember. Nicole was a prosecutor before she became a lawyer. She became a lawyer when Rob case because of the sex thing. Nicole was the number one sex prosecutor in Michigan.
so
So
what.
y'all
Lisa,
need to
please
stop.
unblock Stat. Don't do that.
Yeah, yes, that.
Don't do that.
So what I was
Greenberg said anything, just like Greenberg went and hired Darrell Johnson. I don't hear nobody say nothing about that.
what I'm saying is this: when you gave Canick the case, Canick had to sit down with R. Kelly and tell him, "I cannot win this case. I could win it on appeal." R. Kelly and Canick knew that this case would be won in appeal, and Canick is going to. That money was for that R. Kelly paid Canick was for the appeal process and this case because he already knew that Canick had that Canick conversation with him.
Right,
Now, now, so because there's no way in hell that any new lawyer with that much discovery would have beat the case. So it was either let Greenberg go ahead because it's going to be acquittal. I mean, a guilty verdict already, and let Canick take over take over the appeal, or let Canick get his foot wet and get to knowing the witnesses so he can do the better brief. So I think that was the process. But Canick did have a loaded gun. It wasn't that he was a bad lawyer, or it's not that he had a loaded gun, and nobody would have took that loaded gun. That lawyer just said he would have never took the case. So only thing I could say, he was promised the appeal process and to fight the case because R. Kelly he's not paying for an appeal. I'll be hard pressed if he get a new lawyer for the appeal. So we have to look
right,
at this from a legal standpoint. That was 45. I would never believe that Canick read 45 pages of discovery or witness testimony. He needed that for the appeal process, but he used that to break down the witness. As you asked me, they knew they was going at this in the appeal already, like your son said.
people. And you're so right for, and I said that from get-go. That's why I said what I said earlier. They were making their trail for an appeal. That's why he filed that motion to get the RICO and everything dropped, knowing that the
Didn't
judge was going to deny it.
didn't I tell you on this channel before anything? I called Sylvia and I said the motion for set aside the verdict. I already knew this was coming. I told it. I reported it live on this channel first that verdict was coming.
I've been
That
telling
motion was
Sylvia
coming.
that, but Sylvia always said, Gucci, Gucci, stay positive, stay positive. Gucci, Gucci. Man, let me tell you, this federal system is no joke. Just like the lawyer said. That's why people don't want to challenge them because they got all the money. And then on the top of the indictment, it said the United States versus. And what people don't know, that means they can take you to any state to have their trial. It ain't got to be New York. They could have taken to Cali. But that's why I told people a lot of people don't like to play with the United States government because they are corrupt. And the thing with them, and I heard this for myself, a lot of the jury that do federal cases said, if the feds got you, you're automatically guilty because the feds are the government. They know what's right or what's wrong. And that's a lot of bull. That's a
You
lot
heard
of
what
bull.
you heard what Fat Joe said. He'd rather have 100 guns staring at him than the feds staring at him.
Yes, yes, because they play dirty. They play dirty. And you got people out here doing dirty stuff now, trying to get Rob tossed up and stuff, talking about he's gonna snitch, he's gonna do this. Man, please, y'all, stop it. Stop it. But Sylvia, I need a copy of that petition. I'm gonna send it out on my Facebook and get people sign it. We need to get it. Um What, Sylvia, the new petition that you want to write up, what is it going to say? I'm going to ask my lawyer and see if he will write up for us today. I need to, when we get off, call me and tell me basically what we need it for to say.
Yeah,
And
yeah, we
I'll,
need to do that behind the scene on
yeah,
the
call
wording.
me.
So
What we do, you still got my conference 800 number. I'll send it to
yeah,
you.
what we're getting ready to do too, Gucci, we're gonna do a Zoom for those who
Oh,
want to participate in this. We're gonna
okay,
do a Zoom,
okay.
okay?
Yes,
We'll do it
yes.
after this because I this is
After
not
this,
something we want to put it on the outside world here, okay?
I'll
And
ask
it's
my
only going to be
lawyer.
people that I personally know going to be on this Zoom. If I don't
Yeah,
know you, if I just know you by name, you cannot be on the Zoom. I'm sorry.
yeah, because
Because I have
we
to know you've seen your face and just like have conversation with you behind the scene because not everybody here is for Robert on these
no,
people. We got
no,
399, you're not here, and you want to just get information so you could try to combat what we're doing. So
right.
that's where I'm at now. No offense, but if I don't know you, like if we have never had a conversation, we don't communicate, I cannot let you in. Sorry.
I'm with you with that. Yeah,
So only
because
people
I'll
that I
ask
know.
her. I'll ask my attorney to ask her paralegal or somebody to do it for me, today or tomorrow and get it to you ASAP.
Okay.
But it's just crazy, man. You know, but hey, like we said, let's just continue to have faith. It's a process, and
Like
we
I said,
know,
I'm riding till the wheels fall off.
yeah, you know, that's a lot of people,
Me,
a lot of
me
people
too.
run with him. But I was one of the people that know him real good that actually sit in my car. We go to the casino. So I'm on ride. That's my guy.
Yeah.
After the verdict, I had to take a week off because he hurt me so bad. And I'm like, are they for
Oh,
real?
did you know? Did you listen to the live earlier? I got an email this morning from him.
Oh,
I got an email this morning. I was like, ah!
oh,
And
oh.
I did tell
So,
everybody what he said to everybody.
so that means, at that time he didn't want to email because he was preparing. Now he getting his head together. Okay, people, let's start sending him letters.
That's
All
right.
right,
I told him send him letters. Send
send
him
him
letters.
letters. Send him letters. Tell him to stay strong. We're here for him. You know. Oh my God, Sylvia, you just put that smile back on my face.
It's funny. The day that attorney is coming on is the day that I got an email.
Oh
Okay.
man.
Okay. Stat. I need your Cash App and 313. I need your Cash App and Can you do one more
Wait, wait,
person,
wait.
Smile, please,
Three one
please,
three
Smile?
one
Can
to
I get
dinner.
one person?
Oh,
Hold on,
I'm
Smile. Can I get one more person, please, please?
You choosing two, I'm choosing one. That's 3.
Oh, you chose stat. That was yours.
No stat. No, you chose stat. I just
No,
agreed.
we gotta
See,
do
yeah,
Latrice.
see,
We gotta do
yeah.
Latrice.
Oh
Hold
yeah.
Cause
on,
she
Sylvia. Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on.
You talking about
There is
Latrice?
people in the chat
Okay.
asking for you
Okay.
the
Okay.
address to write
Okay. I
letters.
do. I do
okay.
Latrice. You're right. Then
Nicole, I mean
since
Nikia,
since you
or
said
you dig me? Can you
all
put
right,
Rob's
all right,
address so
all
people can
right,
write him letters,
all
please?
right. We'll do Latrice. We'll do
So
Latrice.
Latrice, you finally get your lunch. Okay. So
Y-
it's Latrice 313 and stat. Please put your cash app up or text it to me. Those who don't want to put it in the chat, text it to me. 313. You know how to reach me in the inside.
Hey,
Stat.
my
You
God,
you stat. We
thank
need your
everybody.
your,
Hello.
your cash app.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
Text it to me.
but one thing,
Uh-huh.
444,
Yeah.
444.
Yeah.
Get my number from Sylvia. I got a couple clients for you.
Uh,
You hear me?
Yeah. Sylvia, send me Gucci number.
Yeah,
Okay.
I got a couple clients for you and stuff. Actually, one of them is one of the lawyer in the law firm, in my law firm. And but yeah, but people, let's do this. Let's send him words of encouragement, because we got to remember one thing: when a man is in jail, it's the lowest point of his
Sylvia,
life.
I'm sending you the money. I'm sending you the money. You send
Oh
it out.
no, I don't want the money.
No, I'm not doing.
I don't do that. I told ya I don't do this money thing because I gotta claim this on my taxes. No.
Hey man, hey
Hey,
man.
No,
you see the IRS is looking at me, y'all. The government looking at me. So how am I gonna get? That means I'm gonna take half of their lunch.
that's messed up, y'all. You say she's taking in a booking fee.
I'm just joking. I'll
I
send them
want to
their
feed the
money.
transfer.
Yeah, shoot.
Booker, if you in chat, send that $60 to Sylvia, please. If you in chat, send that $75 to Sylvia. I know you in chat. So if you in chat, send that $75 to Sylvia, please.
I thought it would be
Wow.
$60, three of them. Oh, did I get the $15 then? Okay.
I mean $60. I'm
No, no,
sorry,
no, no, no.
60.
He just said 75, y'all. He just said
60,
75.
60, 60,
No,
y'all. I'm
he said
sorry. 60.
75. He said
I,
75.
Hey,
60.
forensic,
She's good. She sent me
have a good
mine.
day,
She's
my
good
guy.
for it.
You
Forensic,
can
have a
tell
good
it.
day.
Rhoda, you all get it right. Rhoda, tell us they gonna get it.
Yeah, I got mine. Thank you. Yeah,
L,
she's good.
Wait,
She sends it.
hey,
I
Rhoda.
ain't
LBF
giving it to the
Enterprise
rest of
don't
them.
play.
I ain't.
LBF Enterprise
So,
don't play.
hey, people, while we're working here, Sylvia,
Send your
we
cash
need
app to
to
Sylvia.
we need to do a weekend, Sylvia, somewhere. Miss Rhoda says she ready.
A boot camp.
I'm ready. I'm ready. I can't wait.
A Sylvia boot camp.
Hey,
Sylvia boot
Rhoda,
camp.
I'm ready to get on that car legs again.
You what?
I said I'm ready again to just get a weekend away and just
I
relax,
know it. I
relax my
know it.
mind. I
Exactly.
need one. I'm going away this weekend.
Let us
And so,
let us woosah and have a good time and then get back to work.
yes, and yeah,
So
that's what
Sylvia,
I'm
you
doing.
name the place. You
Follow
name
Mr.
the place.
444. Follow Mr. 444. When I get to 500 subscribers, we're gonna do something big. And we
Oh, wait. I forgot to tell them the numbers where I'm at now because that $100 is coming up. Hold on, y'all.
oh
Let me
my
tell you where the
goodness.
number is at right now. For those who's trying to get that $100, we are at. Hold on. Hold on.
Miss Fat, what's not on this live? The
Okay.
lawyer already left.
We need we need 35 more people. The $100 is yours. 35 more
Whoa.
subscribers.
35 more people to do what?
30 because they get $100.
They get a
Whoever
hundred
and
dollars
Who get
for
a
it.
if
hundred
one
dollars?
person get $100 because there's going to be a question to ask and they got to answer it and because if I hit that
And Sultry Speaker want to send y'all to the video. We Sultry Speaker
Hey,
doing this.
all
He's
right,
gonna have the
everybody,
question.
hit the
He
thing.
wants
Let's
y'all to go look at
go
the
pray
video and pick
after
out
Sylvia
something on his video.
so she get this 35. Come on. All right. Go get a friend. Tell a friend. to tell a friend to tell a friend.
Oh yeah.
All right. And I know you and your friend got 35 people. So if you call your friend, tell her to tell 10 of her people, and them 10 tell 10, and that 10 tell 10. That's 30.
Okay,
Okay.
All right.
Stat, we need your tech, your I need your Cash App. I need Stats Cash App. I need 313, and I need Latrice.
Oh, we
Sylvia
done gave
spoiled.
away some money while I was gone.
Yeah,
I
Yeah,
know.
Sylvia spoiled.
he just gave away lunch.
All right there. That's what I'm saying. Who's that? 444?
Hey,
Is that my
Terry.
boy?
We
Yes,
gave it to
sir.
3 people today,
Yeah.
Sultry.
All right.
Well, I
Yes, sir.
can't
What's
wait till
up, Gucci?
tomorrow.
Yeah.
What's up, my
It was
guy?
my
How's your day
off
going?
day. It's my off day until Tuesday, and I was getting interruptions during our live some fires that needed to be put out at the fire department. Not no actual
Hey,
fires,
could you
but
tell Sylvia the
can
winning, please?
you tell Sylvia?
I'm just,
Yeah. So they was bugging me, and I told him, I said, "Look, this is my off day.
what
What are
you
you
doing?
doing?" It was like, "Well, you didn't set your out of office response." I was like, "Oh, you're right." so, so I went in and set that, and I'm back, and I will not be bugged again.
Oh yeah, y'all just have to stay tuned to this chat. Once we hit that 35 subscriber, whatever, he's gonna choose something from this chat that happened, was said, and you guys gotta go back and listen, and then you're gonna put in your Cash App, and that first person that put in their Cash App after the question is asked with the answer wins the $100.
Wins $100
$100, and it's got to
casino.
be based on what I see. If I see your name, whoever name is first on the answer to the question, which Mr. Sultry speaking 55 mentioned. So we're not going to do it until we hit the 35 people. Okay. So anybody else have a last word before I get my butt off of here?
Okay, go
Yes,
eat
people.
and rest.
And Miss Sylvia, I need you to send me the link so I can rewatch this whole thing over while I'm drinking some Hennessy and Coke.
It's this video only,
Brethren,
no other
brethren,
video, just this video right here.
brethren, go get you some Bailey, brethren. Go get you some Bailey.
Get me some who?
I mean, go get you
Some
some Bailey,
Baileys and
star.
cream to mix with it, huh?
Go get
Hold on,
you,
hold
go
on.
get you,
Say that again, my boss.
go get you some Bailey's, star, Irish,
Uh,
star.
No, man. Want some
Yeah, brethren.
more? May I drink
Go
some white
on,
Hennessy today?
go on, go on.
That's
Do
right.
the right thing for my
Hmm.
brethren. Y'all look out for my brethren, man. Shout out to my brethren, Gucci, man. Shout out to my brethren. My
Yeah,
That's
man.
partner, my partner,
uh,
brethren.
Hey, so check this out. I heard you say where you at. I did not know you was up there in Daytona area.
Yeah, I'm close, baby. I'm close, baby. You
mm,
get to Daytona, you get to Miami, you get to Florida, you get to Kissimmee, you get to anywhere. I'll
I
be there in
I
10 minutes.
I do blues concert in Daytona at the theater.
All right, I'll be there.
I do them. Now I'm starting hooking back everything up now since stuff hooking back open back up.
Yeah,
So
I
that's
was
what I be
doing
doing.
some.
I gotta make
I
me
knew
some money.
I
I ain't
knew
made nothing in 2 years. All I'm
I
doing
knew
is
somebody.
Hey,
spending.
listen, tell that person it was supposed to be 75, not $60.
Oh my God, here goes Sylvia's. I mean, you gotta.
They just said the money and they
y'all,
talking about
yeah,
$60. No,
y'all,
75.
Sylvia got y'all money, y'all. Sylvia got y'all money now. Stat, you got me in trouble, man. You got me cussed out, man. You got me asking that question, Sylvia. Like, no, you don't do that. Yo, Stat, man, you better subscribe to my channel for me to taking a hit for you, man.
okay.
All right, guys, I'm gonna give y'all time to review this channel. So by the time we get that 300, you guys will be able to get that $100. Because you know what, we need to get him rid of that $100. Okay.
Yeah, it's burning a hole in his
uh,
pocket.
yeah, Latrice, go
Hey,
get that money, and I gotta send you. There go you digging me right there. I gotta send her
There
I
go
money.
my
see her.
sis.
I,
Hey, go,
There go
baby.
you digging me. There go you.
Hey, baby.
so
Yo, 313.
Sylvia,
There go your
how can I
baby.
hinder it so I can and buy
Gucci, I
pizza for
313.
the
cannot
There go
hear
kids
your
you.
at
I
the
baby.
cannot
ballpark?
understand nothing you say.
I gotta go, y'all. I gotta go.
I
I'll see y'all
said,
later.
All right, Mr.
I'm not
All right,
go
Mr.
out
Four
on
Good
Four
the
hanging
Four.
out.
Have a
ground
good one.
getting the
Good hanging out with you, my brother.
All right. Bye.
Bye, guys. Gucci, what did you say?
I said, how can I get to be part of get this $100 so I can use that $100 and buy pizza for the kids cleaning
You're
and
not part of
Nope.
children?
the hundred
Nope.
dollars. No, you're
Yeah.
not part of the $100.
You're restricted, brother.
No, no.
But what y'all
So we're
can
I'm
boost
hold
up
restricted,
on.
right?
I'm donating it to the needy kids at the
And those
pizza
who have
parlor.
won on this channel cannot win the $100.
Okay.
Those who have already
Okay.
won cannot win.
Okay.
Okay.
That's
Those
not
who
fair.
have already won cannot win. That's just like the radio station.
You
If
have
you
to
win,
wait 30 days before you can
win
uh
again.
Well,
win
60
come
again.
days.
on.
60
Well,
days, 60
I
days.
have one. I have one.
Gucci.
So, hey, man.
You dig him? He said Gucci. It's a height requirement.
Oh my goodness.
God, I can't stand her. I can't stand. Look, let me make this announcement. There is two people in this chat that I love, but I can't stand there. But Miss Pat and you dig me. Oh, I can't stand them. I can't stand them. I can't stand them.
Oh my
You know,
God.
they always say I stuff. I don't look here. Nah, you know what? Tomorrow on the second channel, I'm gonna tell why my height is perfect. Okay, Terry, I'm gonna tell
Yeah.
tomorrow why my height is perfect.
What time are we supposed to go on tomorrow
Hey,
on the
yeah,
second channel,
we're
Sylvia?
gonna ask Sylvia what we tell.
It's gonna be
We should do
nighttime.
around 9 o'clock.
It's gonna be nine.
Gucci,
We
I was
you
should do
about to say
sounding
around
like
9 o'clock.
9 o'clock.
I was
Gucci.
about to say nine
Gucci.
o'clock.
You sounding like Roger Troutman right now.
Yeah.
You chopped up.
They were clowning me last night, so
Well,
I'm getting it back.
let me
I'm
move
getting
from this
it.
area. Yeah, I
Oh
know.
yeah.
That's okay.
So you said what time, Sylvia?
9 o'clock.
And 6 o'clock my
10 o'clock.
time.
10 o'clock my time.
10 o'clock. Okay, so 7 o'clock my time.
And ladies,
Oh yeah, it's gonna be your own
sing.
ladies. Yeah.
All right,
Well, if
guys.
we
I'm gonna
get
say
no,
good night.
Turn off the
yeah,
light.
say good. No, we get 500 people in there in that
Good
chat,
night.
and then I'm gonna sing. I'm gonna sing at least 400. We get 400 people tomorrow
Well,
night, then I'll sing. I'll sing a verse
Sylvia,
or something, but I ain't gonna sing long.
please put that on your community page about the other chat for tomorrow. So people come over, come listen and have
Yes, so
fun
they know.
and let their hair
Yes,
down. You know,
yes, it
come on,
is.
come have a glass of wine with Terry tomorrow.
Or
I'm
whatever
drinking
you
Henny.
like. Okay,
All
I
right,
got the
ladies.
white henny over here too, but it's too early. All right,
And
Sylvia, go on get that rest.
All righty.
get
Thank
You
the
you,
guys
rest.
have a
ladies.
great
Thank
day.
you, Gucci.
All
Yeah,
right,
she been up
baby.
early. I looked on there before I took a shower. I looked. I said, "Ooh, Sylvia's up here," and that was about
Man,
4:30
Sylvia,
my
get up
time.
at 5 o'clock.
I get up
Syl-
early, guys.
Me too.
Sylvia
I
used
go
to
I
and do
call
my
said,
prayer
me.
"Ooh,
time. I be
yeah,
talking to the Lord and just like,
yeah, that's
I
right."
talk to him a lot lately.
Oh yeah, he comes to me in my sleep. That's how I know it's the Holy Spirit, because that's where I get a lot of these questions and stuff from. Right there. That's how it happens. Gooch up, it up, Gucci.
Sylvia, it's a good thing about it.
Gucci. Do it,
He
pick.
will never fail you. He may fail
Hey
right
guys,
then,
I still need
but
you
he will
guys.
fail no
Speaking of,
one. Man
hold on,
fail us.
Gucci. Hold on. You guys, we're still waiting to get the last transcript, guys. The last transcript.
Okay.
Hello, y'all forgot?
Okay.
Hello, we need donation.
No, you ain't
Hello,
forget. Got to get them last transcripts.
last
Last transcript.
transcript. That's the last one, the 27. That's the one we're waiting for to get. And I got to
That's
give y'all
right.
how much it costs because let me email him this morning and ask him the price so I can get it because we need that last one. We got all the other ones. We just need that last one. What is he laughing at her?
Look what you digging me said. You digging me said to Gucci. she, she said, Gucci, sit in your booster seat so you can get a better signal.
Oh my goodness. Oh my Lord.
You gonna take that, Gucci?
You muted, Gucci.
Terry, you see what I go through, Terry?
Yeah, I found that out last night. Trust me, I did.
Terry, I get
Yes,
this
sir.
normally every
Oh, that's
day.
cold.
It's not,
Oh
but you
man.
know what, Terry? I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I like it.
Yeah, it is. They
I
told
like
me
the
I went from
attention.
Barry White. They told me last night I went from Barry White to Def Jam.
Oh God, you dig me. You dig me. Can you be
You-
nice one day?
Yeah, good job. Hold up. Somebody's asking a question. Hold on. Listen, the attorney could not answer everybody's question. I sent every
Right.
single question that you guys
Exactly.
have asked. Every single
Yeah.
question was sent off to him. Now it was his option to choose how he wanted to answer it. And he did it
Mhm.
the best way he wanted to do it.
Right.
There because remember, this is an open case. Some of you guys was asking
Ongoing. Yeah.
specific question, which you don't
That
let the
affects
left
that.
hand know what the right hand's doing because that's gonna, so
Exactly.
he did more of teaching for us so we can
Hmm.
understand how the government work, how they were able to charge him with the RICO because they can do whatever they want to do, how they want to do it, when they want to
Hmm.
do it. That's basically
Hmm.
what he was saying.
And plus, we
Hey,
had some
hey,
spies in the
Terry,
chat that was paying
Terry,
attention. So trust me, they would have took that back. Trust me, and ran with it. So yeah,
Terry,
he had to be very careful. What's up, Gucci?
did you see what Miss Fat said? Go
No,
in the
let me see.
chat.
Let me
Miss
see.
Fat, just read that. Oh my gosh. See what
Let
I'm
me
talking
see.
about? Miss Fat and you
Uh,
dig me. She said, I put my double sole shoes on to reach the pedal. Hey, you know what?
oh God, they own you, man. They are on you. Better
Come
you than
on.
me. Better you.
Come on. What? Hey, Miss Fat,
Oh,
I'm gonna have to
oh
make a
God.
phone call to you. Why you on your right hand trying to get me today?
Oh God. They are having fun. It's Friday, man. It's fun
Hey,
Friday. I
thank
guess it
God it's
is.
Friday, baby. Thank God it's Friday. That means
It's
we live to
fun
see another
Friday.
week pass. And
Oh
now we're
God.
here. Let's be
That's
hey,
right.
let's have
That's
fun.
right.
Tomorrow night, people at 10 o'clock on Sylvia Backup Channel,
And
we will
7 o'clock
have
if you're on the
adult.
West Coast, like I am. Seven
Oh,
o'clock if you're on the
that's
West
7
Coast.
o'clock your time. 7
That's
o'clock on the
right.
West Coast,
That's right.
10 o'clock Eastern, 9
We're gonna
o'clock
bring it to you.
Central. All
Yes.
right?
We're gonna bring it to
We
you.
will have the adult conversation with
Yes, we will.
Terry
And Gucci and
and
313 and
and Marshall.
444 and Sylvia. It's gonna go down, people.
It's going
All right.
down tomorrow.
All right.
Hey,
I'm
you know
checking
what?
out. What's up?
Hey, Sylvia, we should invite T. Steven tomorrow. Hey, T. Steven, he like you, Terry. He's gonna
Is it?
go the distance.
Is he really?
Thank you,
I said,
April, for donating towards the transcript. Thank you, April.
Hmm. Yeah.
hey, Red Bunny,
We're still
baby.
taking
Hey, what's up, baby? Red Bunny. You better not be talking about me too, Red Bunny.
it. Uh,
You know, Elizabeth already talk about me. Everybody just talk, oh my God. Man, I can't wait for tomorrow. But yeah, but seriously, that was a good thing with that lawyer add on, and you know, he made it clear though, like him and what he said. Because I'm not gonna lie,
yeah.
my lawyer did say the same thing. Said if that was him, he wouldn't have take that case. 30 days
No,
left.
it's too short of a period.
In short, yeah,
Because some people just don't want that stain on their record because
on their record,
they're
right,
about stats. You know what I'm
right,
saying? It's about the wins and stuff in order to get cases from people,
right,
in order to pick up, have people represent them and stup. So he put it on the line. He didn't worry, Kanik didn't worry about a stat. He didn't
oh,
worry about his reputation. He worried because he already knew his reputation preceded him. So I'm gonna take
right,
this on and like 414 was saying, he laid the breadcrumbs
Yeah,
for an appeal and
he
stuff
laid
like that.
the crumbs for
Yes, he
appeal,
did.
right?
Yes, he
Yeah.
did. He sure did. And the motions that they needed to file. So yeah, he knew what he was doing.
You know
It's
what? Hey,
okay.
read what Miss Fat just said to me, please, Terry.
So Miss
Please.
Fat, the tree's
Oh my
gibberish.
God,
Okay, I
Miss
say
Fat is a
gibberish.
trip.
Let me see. Miss
Just
Fat. So Gucci, if we have an adult conversation, what kind of conversation you gonna have? Ooh, is she running? Well, tune in to find out. Mm, we're not gonna be vulgar. We're not
oh,
gonna be any of that right there, but you can almost put your mind and let your mind wander and understand what we're
I'm
talking
putting it
about.
on the table.
Gucci
No,
say
I'm
you
talking
putting it on
about
the
put my
table.
glass on the table, Sylvia. I'm gonna have a glass with Coke and white Hennessy on the table.
I'm glad you cleared that up.
Yes, because I saw Sylvia head when look, Sylvia is like the big sister, right? Whenever
Right.
you do something, instead
She
of she
gonna
looks
check
at
you.
you, she just look down and shake
She
her
give you
head.
that look. It's just,
So I gotta be
uh,
nice. Hey Tiffany, thank you, thank you, Tiffany. Oh my
mm.
God, you dig me? I can reach the table. Oh my
Boy, you see there, Gucci can't reach the table. Uh, yeah, Tina Kanik did a great job. He did a great job with the time that he had right there. So
Hmm.
it's all it's gonna be all good. And you know what
it's
else
gonna
I
be
was
good.
thinking? You know what else I was thinking, Sylvia, which is kind of like a double sword, is that we're putting the information in there to write to Rob. Who's that? Okay, we're putting the information in there to be able to correspond with Rob, send him letters and stuff. But we have haters, spies that come in this chat and that see that information, and I'm more than sure they probably send discouraging, letters right there to him. So I hope he's able to see after a few lines of just throwing it away. You know what I mean? Because that's basically for our chat family to be able to reach out to him and keep his spirits up. But at the same time, I was thinking that information in there is going towards those spies and stuff that are in this chat, and then
Right.
they're sending it out to people, to sit there and say negative stuff to him and stuff.
Yeah,
So
I don't think he
Hey,
made the just throw that
Terry.
stuff in the
no,
trash.
I'm just
Right.
saying
Throw that
it's
in the
there.
trash.
Hey Terry,
Yeah. Yes, sir.
your two friend is cutting loose in the chat. Miss
Is it, you
Fat
dig?
and you dig me. And then they got a third person. Denise
What,
said,
Veronica? Oh,
no,
Denise.
Denise said, Gucci, you dig me, he need a high chair.
Yeah.
Well,
You
hey,
need that.
look, I am a very, very secure man. I love my
Okay.
height because
Okay.
I'm going to explain it tomorrow. All right? Hey,
People,
telling pieces.
people in the
If I
chat,
can,
can you put in there where you're from? What state you from? Can I see?
if
I just want to know. I just
if I
want to know
can,
how far
if
we
I can,
reaching. Put
hey,
in there where.
piece of the puzzle. That's right.
Hmm.
If I can't reach the table, I'm gonna make a table I can reach. Hey, man, they going hard on me in the chat. Wait, who's in Memphis?
Mhm.
Deborah.
Okay, Oklahoma. I see you in there putting it in
Deborah,
the
you in
hole,
Memphis too?
putting it on the.
Okay.
No, Joycelyn. Oklahoma is in the house. Florida's in the house. Texas is in the house. Memphis is in the house. Nakia, Washington.
Wait,
Yeah,
I
I
did
see
not
you
know
up
I
in
got
there.
many Memphis.
Stat Anthony, Florida. Yeah, Jocelyn
Tennessee,
in
Tennessee,
Oklahoma.
Tennessee in the
Tina in
building.
Florida.
That's
That's
right.
right. That's right. Deborah, Ministers. See, here we keep
313.
going
I
up.
need you.
That's right. Louisiana, Mary. I see you from Louisiana. Chi-Town, Miss Bree. I see you in there from Chi-Town.
Boy,
Latanya,
my
Georgia,
hey, Memphis and
Florida.
Florida representing though.
Miss T, London, UK. Okay. Deidre, Charlotte, Baton Rouge. See, you see, Sylvia, you're reaching a lot of people. We're reaching a lot of people everywhere. Okay. North
Hey,
Kakalaki.
butterfly
Sorry, I'm trying to
finest.
send these people their money. I just got one more
Oh,
person
it's all
sending their
good.
money out.
North
So
That's all right. We
Kakalaki. That's
keeping your
North Carolina. I see
company.
you. Tampa.
Me and
Patrice
Terry keeping you
Mabuchi,
company.
Michelle Patterson, Louisville, Kentucky. Leslie
Hey,
Jennings,
this how
New
you say
York.
your name? Janisha, West Palm Beach.
Fifi, Texas.
Next month,
Nikita,
I'm opening up a
ATL.
restaurant and AA1 by the beach. Go straight across Southern.
No, West Palm is in
Yeah.
the house. Yeah, Dallas, Texas. That's what I'm saying. Alabama is even up in here repping. Uh-huh. I see you all. I see you all. Appreciate you waking up early. Well, it's probably what 12 there now. But for us here on the West Coast, we woke
Patrice.
up early for this. Detroit, Daz Dillinger in the building, y'all. Detroit is repping up in here.
Dad, where
Daz
you
is repping.
been? Where you been,
Daz
Dad?
is repping. What's going on, my brother?
Dad, where you been, baby? What's up?
Denise said Miss Fat with the newspaper up under him. Boy, they're not gonna let you go,
They
Gucci.
ain't gonna let me
I'm
have
telling
mine. Hey,
you.
Denise, stop it.
Yes. Yes, Miss
I don't,
Fat. Sign the
Denise, look,
petition, please.
look,
It's a
look, look,
petition.
look. I'm on show. See,
Oh,
ain't no
Dad.
nothing.
Dad say he
See,
been in the bushes. He been checking
ain't
it out.
nothing.
He's been
Look, ain't
he been in
nothing
the
on the
bushes.
chair. Look, ain't nothing. Look, let me even step out the car. See, ain't nothing. Look, ain't nothing on the seat.
Tell him. Show him.
All
Show him,
right,
man.
look.
He's
I
stepping
know
out the
y'all can see.
car.
See, look, I got
Okay.
peanuts on the seat,
Okay.
but look,
Tell him.
ain't
Show
no
him.
newspaper.
Okay.
All
Tell him.
right, now I got back in it. See my head right here.
They said they stand up. They want to see how far your head is from the roof.
I bet you did me said that. I bet you. Hey man,
Yeah.
you know what? I can't. You know what? I can't stand these people no more. I can't stand it no more. Look,
Oh God.
hey Terry.
Yes,
Before
sir.
before you start coming over here, right?
Yes, sir.
I get this every day, and it's always
Ah,
started by you, dig me, and Miss Fat.
okay. I'm gonna
Yes.
come in there. I'm trying to help you out, bro. I'm trying. Okay, y'all leave my boy alone now. But
Oh,
it's all love. It's all love. You know that.
yeah. Hey,
It's
don't
all love.
look. Like I told you, I can't stand them, but I love them.
Oh, Miss Pieces and Puzzles said Gucci, big things come in small packages.
Oh, baby, yes. That's why I love my little hype. Because you know what? God may not bless me with hype, but He surely blessed me.
Okay.
Listen, this
Well,
is you're getting a little bit vulgar in this conversation now, sir.
No, we're not.
no, he didn't
No, we're
say
not.
what it was that was
We didn't
blessed
say
because he
what it
could have
was.
blessed him with big ears or something,
Yeah,
a
yeah.
big
He blessed me
elbow.
with big
Big
hands. Look,
elbow. So.
look at my feet. They big. Hey, I'm gonna
Jacob
cut up
say
tomorrow night. I'm gonna
Jacob
cut up
say
tomorrow.
he blessed you with that big mouth. Oh God. Shit. Oh, that's cold.
Oh
Hey
God.
Hey Sylvia.
Hmm?
You see I wasn't booted, right?
Yeah, what'd you do this time?
Oh, I went through Chrome,
Yes,
because internet. Yeah, the internet, that internet browser that they had right there, it just wasn't compatible, I guess, with the phone. So when I tried Firefox yesterday, everyone was saying that I was having an echo. So I deleted that mess
it's
out there.
always
And I
Chrome.
did some research. Yeah, I did some research and it was saying Chrome. So I went through
Yeah,
Chrome and
yeah.
man, here I am, not
StreamYard.
booted
Yeah, StreamYard work best with Chrome.
with Chrome. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I am finding that
Because
out.
my phone told me that the first time when I got this new phone, and
Hmm.
I was going. He said, "Nope, you're not allowed. Go to Chrome." I said, "Okay."
Miss Pat said, but small thighs and small feet. Okay.
Oh God,
Hmm.
Miss Pat, I can't stand you. I can't stand you.
Guys, what did y'all block Miss Stats again?
Miss
Guys,
who?
what is going
Black
on?
who?
Stats.
Oh,
Miss
I don't know.
Fat?
I don't.
Stat.
Oh,
Stat.
She
Who
just
just
stats.
saw
Oh,
his
text. She
message
just
though?
text me and tell Stat.
Type
Type
something.
something.
I love you, chat. 300 likes up in this building right here. That's what I'm
Yeah,
talking about.
I just
300 likes.
Stat said people in Florida need to get together and do a protest for kills.
Hmm. Thank you for that support. We appreciate it big time. Trust me, we do. Who is that donated $20? Oh,
She was timed out. Don't
putting it
Hey,
time
thank
nobody
on.
out.
you.
Oh, put it on the table. Okay,
What
$20.
did she
Thank you
do?
for
Why
that.
was she timed out? What did she do? What happened?
I don't know.
Because
I
she
was
just
just
sent me a
reading what
message and asked me because they texted me and
Uh
telling me they've been timed out. What did she do?
Ooh, yeah, I don't know. They got direct
probably by
connect to the
mistake.
host.
Probably by mistake because he didn't all he said was we need to get together and do a protest in Florida. So probably by mistake.
Probably so. Big B, yay, 302. That's right, Big B. Yes, we got it.
Love you too,
We had
Denise.
it. We had it. Yes. Flooding chat. Flooding chat. Is it still raining over there? I mean, is it raining over there today, Sylvia?
It's nice and sunny out here.
Wow.
It's nice
We
and
got
sunny. It's 82 degrees in Memphis right now.
it's bipolar weather because it is ugly as heck over here. Look like it is going to rain.
It was ugly yesterday. I couldn't play my
Yeah, it was
softball
ugly
yesterday.
yesterday here too.
It's sunny in Smyrna, Tennessee.
Yeah, it's sunny here. It's 82 degrees.
No, I like it over here, right here. It's nice
Trying to
and
figure what
chill.
I'm gonna cook, what I'm gonna make for lunch. Probably make me some blackened shrimp pasta.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Well, today is Friday, so I really don't do fried foods, but I cheat and have me some fish on Friday. But
I'm not a. You know what's
uh-uh.
so funny, Terry?
What's
I'm not
that?
a fried fish eater. I like my fish steamed with
Steamed?
onions and
Yeah.
pepper.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. No, I will get to that. I mean, that's the
Yeah,
Yeah,
only thing
please
that I
don't
cheat.
don't time her out, please.
yeah.
Uh,
I'm not even like chicken. I'm not a big fried food eater. I don't even like chicken that much. Fried chicken.
Now, who said it was sunny in Tennessee, but Elizabeth said it's raining there in Tennessee, so it must be a
Probably where
different
Elizabeth
part
at.
of the state.
She Elizabeth probably all the way up by
Yeah,
not
she's in
Nazareth.
the eastern part of Tennessee. That's probably why. But
Okay,
here in
okay,
Nashville and Smyrna, it's sunny, and
Yeah,
I
it's
love it.
sunny.
okay.
It's sunny in the
Denise say
western
I'm
part of
frying
Tennessee.
fish and making spaghetti. All right there. How far are
Hey,
you?
you
Where
know
you
what
at,
though?
Denise? Where
Hey
you
Denise,
can I
that
get
sounds good.
a virtual plate? Denise, can I
Hey,
get a virtual plate?
Latrice, I got you. Yeah, I'm gonna make me some blackened shrimp today, Alfredo. Some garlic bread
Uh,
and some.
Mr.
Oh,
313 said Gucci, Red Bunny is off limits. You can't talk about her. That's
hey,
Mr.
hold on,
313. Oh, you done came out the bushes, brother?
hold on,
313 that came out.
Red Bunny. What the heck is going on? Why is this man claiming you off limit? Hold on, man. I'm gonna have to put my foot down.
So what did she do? What did Stat do? I want to know what she did.
That's
We
She
don't
said
know.
Sylvia
We don't
rules
know
are
who
for
I was going.
everyone, not just a few. No, I need to know what she did. I don't know what she did. She texted me and said she was blocked. I'm not
She
watching
was
the chat.
timed out. They said, but
So I mean, I'm asking, what did she do? I'm just
I don't
asking
know because I'm going up in the message to look.
because I'm sitting
What,
here and I'm getting texts from her. So what did she do that she got timed out?
don't know.
Please tell. Do
Sad. So
Please
tell.
she'll
tell me.
know. She'll know not to do it again. What did she
You,
do?
you
Do
dig me? Do
tell.
you know?
Daz Diligent
What did
say I
she
used to
do?
stay in Rockwood, Tennessee. What did she do,
Okay.
please?
She
Please,
was timed
mod.
out for flooding the chat. That's not a rule. I never said
She
anything
was
about
timed
flooding
off.
the chat.
Oh, ain't nothing
What do you
wrong with
mean
that.
flood in the chat?
I've never said a rule for flooding the chat.
Oh,
So, I
flooding
can't
the
flood the
chat.
chat.
Oh.
Oh,
She was flooding the chat and some timed her out. They
I've never had a rule for flooding the chat.
said it caused.
She's a real
Oh, they said
person.
it. She said that they
She's
say
a real person.
it causes spam or
it
something.
causes spam.
It causes
It
spam.
causes
But okay,
spam.
okay.
Yeah,
Stat. Do not flood. Do not
Yeah,
flood.
yeah, it
it
causes
causes.
spam.
Yeah,
I did not know that.
Jocelyn said she fled the chat that can cause spam,
Okay.
and you digging
Don't
me.
flood. I didn't even know it
And
causes
Joyce
spam.
and Jocelyn is snitching. She said, "And you digging me?" Timed her out.
But you did
No
me.
flooding.
But
Come
you
Flooding
did
on,
mean
me
if you
Joyce,
already
put
with
the
the
say.
if you
snitches.
put the statement on several times, don't flood. Just do it once and just wait a few
Yeah.
minutes. And if they don't see, we can see your
You,
misstatement.
you
Okay,
digging me? Say if
don't
you
flood.
won't spam, okay. But no,
I
she's
didn't even know you
clarifying
meant
it.
spam.
She's
Why you saying
clarifying it.
repeating the
Hey, they
comment?
own it. They own it.
Okay. Okay. So
So
now you know stat. Don't flood. Thank
yeah,
you, you digging me for the information.
yeah. Stop
Hey,
copying and pasting and sending it over and over and over and
Yeah,
stuff
because
like
it's
that. You know.
spam.
hey,
Thank you for
Yeah.
telling
hey.
me. I never knew that.
This chat is
Oh.
funny as hell.
Oh, well, we got some ideas to go to some other pages and
And
just
then she
flood
didn't
them
even
with
snitch.
spam.
Drew Digamy already told on herself. She didn't snitch.
Yes,
No,
Drew
she
Digamy.
said,
yes.
so I did snitch. Oh, I'm sorry, Jocelyn. I was just
You
reading
just a
it. I didn't see that
troublemaker,
part.
okay?
No, I'm not. I was reading that part. She said, so you digging me put on. I
Hey,
was
one
reading what
thing
she
though.
said.
Hey,
So
hey,
stat,
Terry,
do not flood.
Terry,
What's up, Gucci?
leave my baby. You dig me alone. I'm the only one can
Okay.
talk crazy.
No. Yeah, I guess so.
No, but see the thing is, if I'm getting text messages from people asking me why they get blocked, you guys need to explain to them why they get
Why they
blocked.
getting
Because
blocked?
I never
Okay.
knew that flooding
Whoa,
causes spam. So you
Dom
guys
K
need.
Um,
is in the house.
Dom
Dom
K.
K.
What's up,
Denise says.
guy? Hey,
Denise says,
Don.
I'm in Illinois. Okay, that's a little too far to
Don,
come pick that plate
they
up,
getting
but
on me
I appreciate
today,
it.
man.
What's up, Dom, my brother?
Hey, I can't wait for tomorrow. It's gonna be better than Jerry Springer
Oh,
tonight.
Latrice, you send the money back to me. So do you not want the money? She sent it back
she
to me.
she
She refunded
refuses.
me the money.
Oh
So
Lord, she
do you
probably
not
hit the
want the
wrong
money?
button. Latrice.
Hey, Latrice,
What's up,
we
Dom
gonna
K?
put
I
it
see
back.
you. How you doing, fam?
Listen,
That's
let's
another
go eat
brother from
Jamaican
another
food
mother.
together.
You know. I see
Oh
you,
man,
Dom.
y'all funny as heck today.
She
Jocelyn
said,
said.
Drew Digamy
Jocelyn
said
said.
she's Sylvia's PR forward the message to her.
Jocelyn said maybe it's for the transcripts, Sylvia. Jocelyn said maybe it's for the transcripts.
No, she didn't say. I just want to make sure.
Yeah, Dom, the attorney did come on. You get to see the replay
Just watch the
when
replay,
this is
Dom.
over. Watch the replay. It was
I'm not.
really good.
It's
Hey,
gonna
Very
be
Candy
good.
informational.
Cane, Candy, what's up,
Very good.
baby?
You
Gucci,
don't have to
he's talking.
apologize.
Stop trying to talk to everybody. He's talking. Wait till he talk, and then you can say,
Hey,
"Hey, Candy,
I,
baby, everybody else." Let him
I,
finish answering the question.
they say hello, Sylvia and Gucci, so I'm
I'm
just
about
saying
to
hello.
mute you because he was saying something. We got to have protocol, some order in this place.
Yeah.
Protocol. You
Yeah,
sure?
Yeah.
He was trying to explain something to
Sylvia, I
somebody.
know I'm only playing.
You just a
I'm
pain
being
in
a
my
wise
life.
one today. Hey,
Okay, I'm gonna
Terry, I apologize
go
Oh
if
ahead,
I'm
no, it's
Terry.
being a
okay.
bad
Explain.
host.
No, it's okay.
Explain.
You don't want to go on mute and keep talking and don't know it, and then get a
I'm
bunch of
about to
these
mute him in a minute
and
from
get
now
a
on.
listen
I
and
was
get a
being
bunch
nice.
of these laughing emojis and not even know it, and you just be talking like somebody did last night. Now, what was the question? No, I was telling Denise it's okay. You don't have to be sorry, sweetheart. It's a thought that you would have. So I appreciate it. So was it a question or something I was supposed to answer or something?
You was answering a question to somebody about going doing a replay or something like that. You were saying.
Oh, to Dom, that the replay will be available once this live ends, and it was very informational, very informational. The host Patrick did a wonderful job in
Very.
explaining and what he could and couldn't explain, but what he could explain, he did a wonderful job right there. And there was some awesome questions from some of the emails that came in, but he couldn't answer everything because, of course, the case is still ongoing. So he could not put out any information that would harm R. Kelly's appeal and stuff when it goes down. So, but those that didn't hear, didn't make it on this morning to hear Patrick, you'll be able to listen to it once this live ends and go back. I encourage you to go back and listen to it and see what it's saying because it's very informational. Yeah, Dom, look, and we almost had 500 people in here, so that tells you that some people came in here and was listening to this brother. Okay, Gucci, go on. You may
Hey,
resume.
Dom.
I was just standing next to the car, so you dig me can see that I'm taller than the car.
They said stand flat on the ground and don't stand on the curb.
I'm not studying them folks. I'm not studying Miss Fat nor you dig me, okay? I'm going in this store to go buy my dog some food, and me and my dog going riding. All right. So yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
Hey, Sylvia.
congratulations, huh?
Sylvia, when you get off, call me so I
Okay.
can see what you want that petition to say, so I can call her and ask her.
Okay,
Can she do that?
we already have the private Zoom, so
Okay. All
everybody
right.
can
Send it
join.
to me.
Okay,
Send it to
call
me,
me
and I'll
on the
be on it.
slide
Let me
now.
walk in the store. All right, everybody. Enjoy your day. Be
All
safe.
right.
Be careful. All right, Terry. I'll see you in a minute.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
have a good
All
one.
right.
All
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 right.
right,
right.
guys. Like I said, there's a few people who is going to be part of this Zoom, and this is only going to be for those who I personally have had some sort of contact with you, know you, because not everybody I know, everybody that's in the chat, I don't know. I mean, meaning that I've never had a conversation, and since we got to be very discreet in how we bring forth this information, not everybody's going to be able to come into the chat. So it's not anything personal. It's just that we want to, keep it tight, tight.
And one day, Mr. 444 and myself may do something where we'll put and buy, because I think you have to pay for the amount of people, right, Sylvia?
Hmm.
There's
What?
a price that you have to pay for all. Let's say if we wanted 50 people
Oh, I
on
can
a
get. I
Zoom.
paid monthly already.
Oh no, no, I was just saying so because I don't know. So I was just saying that'll be something that Mr. 444 and myself will contribute to, so
Oh,
we can have
you need to start
have a
paying
nice.
me now because I pay for it
Okay,
monthly.
okay. So I'm saying so we'll be able to open it up because I know yours have restrictions.
No,
You
I
see what
have
I'm
it
saying?
pays. You talking about this live here? No, I'm talking
No,
about
no,
the
no.
Zoom. I mean the
Zoom.
because I pay monthly. I can get up to I think 200 people or something like that.
Okay. Okay. So what happens is one day or one weekend or on a Friday or something like that, we'll pay, earlier so we'll be able to bring in and invite those, that would like to come on with a Zoom and have a nice time, like that and stuff like this. So they'll be able to come in right there. And we'll be able to see the faces and stuff as opposed to seeing the names and everything on there. So we'll just have a nice. And what is the time limit on the Zoom?
Because I pay for it, it's all unlimited.
Oh, it
The one I
is.
have is unlimited. Yeah, it's unlimited
Okay,
because I
so
pay
we'll.
for it. But
Okay,
those who
so
has been in my behind the scene, you guys definitely will be in because I've seen your face. I know who you are already. But those who I've never seen, I'm sorry, I don't know you. No offense,
Sylvia.
huh?
Sylvia, I got to go out and run an errand with my aunt, so I'm going to miss the Zoom. So I'll call you later, or you can call me and give me an update or something.
Okay, all right.
okay,
But
so let's end this
that's
now.
the way it is. If you've never been in my Zoom, if I've never had a conversation with you, I'm sorry, I won't. You won't be able to come in.
Hey,
Okay.
hey, hey.
Nothing
Okay, let's end
personal.
this.
Nothing personal. Now, Cool P, you know you and I talk. Stop. Stop it. Cool P, some people just want to see themselves type. I'm like, she knows okay. She just want to be okay, Cool P. Yes, you can be in it.
Be blessed too,
Some
Denise.
people just like, okay. Send me the message and I'll bring you guys in so we can have this conversation behind the scene. All
Good.
right. Um, just email me. You just email me. And please people do not be offended if you're not in the Zoom. And then those who I don't get in the Zoom and you've been around me, please send me a message again because I might be overwhelmed. What I'm getting ready to do is do the list right now. And If I miss you, please send me a message because I know some people I kind of always miss out on them. I'm sorry. I apologize. It's just that I don't know you, and I don't know if you're part of the against Robert. I don't know you, and just please do
That's
not
right.
take offense of it. Please don't, because it's not intended to be any kind of offense. I promise. It's just that I have never had a conversation with you. Yes, there are people in the chat, but there are people in the chat that don't it's not here for to help Robert, and I don't want that.
Exactly.
You get what I'm saying? So please
Exactly.
do not think that, oh, Sylvia don't like me, or Sylvia, who is Sylvia? It's just that you and I never had any kind of contact and
Rapport.
connection. Okay.
Cool.
No, see, glamour. See, now there we've got people, glamour, gospel glam. Now you know better. Talking about, oh, I'll just submit cash as a support. Gospel glam. Have you and I had conversation before? You wanted to ride with me, so why you go? Why you going to put that out there like that? See, some of these people, man. I'm calling you out. Yes, I'm calling you out, Gospel Glam, because you know you and I have talked before. So stop it. So, oh, I'll just support for the Cash App. What's wrong with you? Stop it. Oh my God. Okay, she said she's working. Okay. Cause I thought she was like in her feelings, like, okay, she's not gonna put me in the thing. Well, I need a new team. They drop ball. Okay, I'm not. Stat. I have never seen you, so Stat. Now you have me get ready to call you out, right? I don't know you.
Okay.
I don't know you. I just started seeing you. I don't know you. I'm sorry. I don't know you if you are against. I don't know you. I don't. I promise
Yeah.
you, I don't. I just started seeing you in my chat. So, to that answer, no. Sorry. Call you? No, it's too late. I don't know. This is before she said call me. I don't know you. Oh my
Okay.
God.
Like that's gonna make it better.
She said call me.
Please, so she could plead her case.
I don't. She's talking about I'm real. I don't
Okay.
know you. Oh my
Oh,
God. Oh
oh boy,
God.
it's so fun.
Bishop
It's too funny.
Deuce. Okay.
Do Sylvia know
No,
stat?
no. You know how they
Hell
be
to the
doing Bishop?
damn
Do you
no.
know that? No.
No, 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 no.
Oh God. I'm getting
Yeah,
ready to get off right
like that commercial with Dikembe Mutombo. No, 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 no.
Stat, you know I don't know you. Stat, stop. You know I don't
Mhm,
know you. So
mhm.
I oh my God. She say, wow. Stat, do I know you? I don't know you. You just
Damn,
started in my chat.
wow,
I
that,
just
look
yeah.
at Dom K. Too
I
funny. We going
he's
to
a
know each other today.
oh my God.
Oh God. Say we gonna know each other today. Ooh, that's pretty good.
Oh, oh my God. Stat is not giving up.
Mm.
She's like one of those salespeople. You try to close the door, she gonna
She's still
keep
talking.
knocking at the door.
Got their foot in there impeding it from closing.
She is not giving up. Look at her.
Mm-mm.
We're gonna know you today. Look at
Dom say you gonna learn today.
Miss Pat said, no,
No
no
damn new
damn new
friend.
friends.
Lessons be learned. Yeah. Yeah. Nothing personal, stat. Nothing
Yeah.
personal. But trust me.
Oh my
Those that
God.
came before you made it bad for everybody. So for all the new ones. Sorry, darling. I'm sorry, darling.
Oh
But
my
you just keep
goodness.
supporting, and the more you keep supporting, and the more we keep seeing your name and everything, then we know, then we know, you're a real supporter. But trying to get that 20-second, I know
Stat says
you
she's a
because we've been
paralegal.
knowing each other. She says she's a paralegal. I'm trying hard. I'm a paralegal.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, y'all. Oh my God.
She said, I want to help Kelly's. Uh, okay.
And so you
Okay.
have to make that call. You tried to behead the mod for stats. No,
Okay.
stats was sending me text
Uh-uh.
messages.
She said, I'm trying to help Kelly's. Okay, so uh, hmm there's a donation to these transcripts and stuff.
Oh my gosh. Lord have mercy. Mm, mm, mm. Ah,
What are you
y'all,
reading?
she's not giving up.
Mm-mm.
Uh-oh.
Dime K's letting
Dom,
you
don't
know,
be picking on
Stats, we
people
love you.
religious. Don't be picking on people religion.
Sherry, Dime K, not cool to pick on
Dom,
people's
don't, you
religion.
already in the hot seat. Don't get any hotter than what you.
Okay.
Don't pick on
Stat,
people's religion, please don't.
Stat say it's all good.
I
Yeah,
said
that's the
salesperson. I
support.
ain't said the religion. See, Dom, you did
Mm,
say something about Jehovah Witness. You did. I'm just
mm.
telling you the truth. What you did, you, you did. I
Call him
talked
Mr.
about
444.
salesperson.
He back in here. That's my brother, 444. Put his link up there to follow him. You follow him, there's a lot more prizes to come out besides. Uh, how far have you gotten? What is your subscriber at?
The number? Hold on.
Still,
Hold on.
where's your number at?
Congratulations to all the winners. They got their money now.
Hey, hey, hey. You see how we do it over here, right? You see my boy Sochi speaking done changed into genuine. Oh, genuine. Oh boy, you crazy. Hey, I had to come out from behind that still picture, that we always having when we talking to him and stuff. So I had to see what if the face actually goes with the voice and stuff.
He,
How many people? You checking, Sylvia? How
put
many
it on
people?
the table. You know I know you. Come on now. You know I know you. How many
Mm-hmm.
days of conversation you have had?
Yeah.
Y'all, Stat is calling me. Stat, I'm not answering the phone.
Candy Cane, hi, sweetie. How you doing?
Y'all, Stat is
That's my
calling
baby
me.
from the
Stat,
UK.
I'm not answering the phone. Look, Stat is
Pick up, pick up. She said, pick up. They trying to get you to know him.
look, she's showing me her face.
Look. Miss
You know
Pat say,
you a
don't
funny.
answer.
Y'all, there goes Stat, y'all.
Y'all too funny, man.
Hi, Stat. How are you? You're not
444
giving up,
Sochi.
are you?
Oh, you a cold 444 Sochi. You want to take my mama out? Yeah, man. Uh-oh. hmm How many subscribers? I know you was checking on that.
Y'all, wait a minute. Do you know
What?
Stat called me? I saw it.
313 say still ain't giving up.
She did not
Leslie
give up, y'all.
Leslie say that's creepy. Oh wow.
No, she's just determined, y'all. She's a
Yes, she
determined.
is. Persistent. No, but okay.
Hey, Stat. 313 said you're cute. Hold on.
Who is
I
that
have
call?
to,
Is that Stat calling?
no, that's
Or is that the notification that you done got that 10,300?
okay, hold on a second. What's going on? Okay, y'all, we're gonna have to get it together in this chat. No fighting.
Who's fighting?
Nova and Dom. Guys, stop. Stop it. No fighting, guys.
Smile, you putting your mom out there, huh? Putting my mom's number. That man is fapper. I guess you probably meant
Yeah,
dapper.
yeah, whatever issues y'all have with each other on the other side, let us stay on the
Come
other
on
side.
now.
Let's have peace here, okay?
This
Let's
is
just
y'all know
have
what this
peace.
page is about. You know what this chat is about. We don't do none of that. We
Yeah,
family.
come on, y'all. Let's not do that. Come on, y'all.
Come on now.
Yeah, that's not no
Yeah.
fighting zone on this one here. No
Mm-mm.
attacking each other.
Candy.
Fake it till you make it out of this chat. Let's just get along, okay,
Candy
guys?
cane. Terry, hello, sweetheart. My great reader in crime. Oh yes. Yes, yeah, yes. We do make that team, don't we, Candy?
Somebody said Sherry E. Sherry
At
E.
Sherry E. Dawn.
Don't unsubscribe. Sylvia told Dom it's weren't
It
cool,
weren't
sweetie.
cool, sweetie. Mm.
What
How
is
many
going
more you
on
need?
here? Why is everybody fighting? What's going on? Dom, people, hey, 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 let's. Oh Jesus.
Dom, if you're in here, which I know you is,
Let's
let's
keep it cool.
apologize if there was anyone offended by anything that you said, and that should clear that up. You know what I mean? So, you know, we don't mean, and there is no offense to anyone inside here. It's all love. It's all fun.
Yeah,
So
let's not.
please,
Yeah, don't let the enemy come and kill the joy that we're having over here, guys. Let's not do that.
That's right.
Everybody's welcome. No one.
I'm just loving it. We got 320 likes.
Everyone is welcome, guys.
Yes,
Let's
you are.
not do this. Let's not do this at all.
Hmm.
Whatever personal feelings you have about a person, keep it off the chat. Okay,
Hmm.
everybody. Let's not bash anybody. Let's not bash any religion. Let's not do that. Let's just stay on an even keel. Cause I'm neutral here. Okay.
Dom says, Sylvia, I apologize. Thank you, Dom. But
Thank you,
this noble
Dom.
person, he said, but this noble person keeps attacking me because she don't like me. Y'all childish.
Nova, let's not attack him. He just apologized.
He
Let's keep it cool.
apologized
Let's
to
keep
you.
it cool, guys. Let's keep it cool.
That's my
Let's
brother
keep
right
cool.
there. Thank you, my brother. So he
Let's
letting you
keep it
know.
cool, babies. Cause I have to be Mama Sylvia on all of y'all. I don't care how old you are. Cause let's say, cause I'm gonna have to get my belt on all of y'all. I have to get my belt. I don't want my belt, do y'all? So
Mhm.
let's keep it cool. Let's keep it cool. Thank you, Michael. Michael's right. Can we just focus on Robert? Let's not get there.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Yes, right, Karen. Karen said, let's have the hugs. Group hug. Right, Karen.
Group hug, group hug.
But look at this, y'all. We got good news today. We heard from Rob. So,
Yeah,
hello. Let's get there, okay? Let's just be happy. Don't worry, be happy. Let's be worried. Don't worry, be happy. Nova. I'm gonna have to. Nova. Call in. Let's get this straight now. Nova, call in. Because we just got to stop. Because you're still calling names. He apologized, and you're still calling names. So stop, okay? He did apologize. And Dom, apologize and don't go back saying slide stuff at the end.
loose it and let it go.
Guys, can we all get along, please? Okay. All right, y'all. No attacking Nova. Nova, call in. No attacking her. Let me be the only one to talk about this. Nobody else needs to say anything else in the chat. No one needs to attack anybody. Let's keep it civil here, okay? Come on, Nova. Come on in. Come in and call in. because we need to stop it. Because whatever feelings y'all have, it's not relevant, guys. It's not. We're trying to
That's
keep
right.
this even keel. We're trying to keep this.
It could be an old school thing, Sylvia. You know, when you like someone, so you pick on them.
Stop. No, come on. Let's Nova. Can you call in? Nobody else say anything else in the chat. Nobody else say anything else in the chat because I don't want no one to feel like they're being picked on. Let me just handle this. Nobody else, please. Nobody else say anything else. I don't want to hear see no faces, no mean faces, none of it. Just everybody stay even keel and let me talk to the two individuals. Nobody else say anything else, okay? Nobody. Because it's going to cause somebody to feel like something. See, LaShonda, please, no more. Let's not do that. Don't do that. Let's keep it all in even keel. Let me just handle this myself. Nova, come in. Nova, come on in. Lady Earth, shh, shh, shh. Everybody, nobody says anything, please. Nobody types anything. That's a negative. Nobody. Let me just handle this, okay? Thank you, Kelly. Yes, we're excited about what happened with the lawyer. All right. Nova? LaShonda, stop. Stop it. LaShonda, I need you. No more. Don't, because then you're going to have me to block you. Please, let's stop, okay? Don't say nothing. Nobody else says anything. Nova, talk to me. Come in and call me. 770-856-3091. 770-856-3091. Call me. Thank you. Thank you, Nova. I appreciate that. Thank you, guys. Diffuse the enemy. Let's not fuel the fire, okay, guys? Thank you for your apology, Nova. I appreciate it. Peace. Shh. Okay. You good? Okay. Now, Cool One P, what's up?
Not much. They just brought me my breakfast right when you let me in. I was like, damn.
Okay, what we're getting ready to do now, we're going to go behind this, do the chat, the Zoom. Those who have not seen the interview with the lawyer, you guys can go back and check it out, right? And Rob, didn't we say stop it? Rob, do not go into it, Rob. Let's leave it alone. Nobody else need to say anything else. And you know what? I'm gonna end this live because obviously people don't understand about just leaving it alone. Stay out of it. Let me handle this.
Wow. Yeah. So before you do that, you gonna email me the info on how to do the Zoom?
I'm gonna send you the link. Send me an email and I'll send you the link.
You have my email address. I'll send it to you again.
I did. I put the link in. Pieces of puzzle. What are you talking about? The link for the
Zoom.
Zoom? That has to be emailed. That's an email. The
Okay.
link for the Zoom, it has to be emailed.
I'll
Okay?
send you my email
me.
again.
Okay. Email me for the link for the Zoom.
You should
Email me
make
for
me
the
a
link for the Zoom.
make me a file. Keep my
Yeah.
name in there.
Okay. All right. Because I need to get what's the name when I do these Zooms all the time.
Yeah, I was going to
I'm not
suggest that before I started biting my
email
breakfast.
the Zoom. Email. I'm not looking at any messages for anybody asking me to send me the link to the Zoom. Email. That's it. All right. I'm gonna go ahead on go now because I keep getting the PR people telling me to end the live, but I need to get this stuff handled. Um, Terry, I'll see you in a few minutes. Okay. 313.
Yes.
I see you. You coming in Zoom 313? 313. Stop ignoring me. Okay. I'm gonna zap him.
Yeah, you still got my email, or I need to read it?
Send it to me.
I
Send me
do.
an
You
email.
can't hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you
I
now.
said you still got my email?
What did I tell everybody? You don't get special privileges, sir.
Who, me? I've been a bad student today. Sorry.
All right, just email me. All right, everybody, have a good day. I'm glad
Have a
everybody
good one.
diffused the emotion, guys. It's a good day today. It's a good day because Mr. Kelly has already emailed us and he gave y'all a message. He said to keep praying for him. And he said the fight is on. It's on. Okay? All right.
No, I wasn't you digging me. I was just being quiet. Okay, let's
Email,
end this.
guys. Oh, hold on. Nova wants to call in. Hold on. Nova, the number is 770
I know the answer to the
856. Hold on, dude. 770-856-3091. 770-856-3091. That's the number. What were you saying? 313? 313. I'm wait. What were you saying?
I'm not singing. What are you talking about?
I said, what were you saying?
Oh
Saying. I
no,
didn't say
you
sing.
did had a question, and I knew the answer to it.
What was the question?
Uh, she said, "Why did the chicken cross the road?"
Peace. I didn't send it out. I didn't set it up yet. Piece of the puzzle. I didn't send it out yet, so that's why you haven't gotten anything. I hadn't set up the Zoom yet. The Zoom is gonna. Hold on a second. I'm getting the call. Infamous Sylvia. Who may I ask? Who do I have the pleasure of speaking with? Hello. Hi. Hi. This is Nova. I don't have no problem with Dom. I have a problem with every time he's just being disrespectful in the chat. That just anybody that just comes about on the chat, he's being disrespectful. Like, let everybody have their own opinion about different things.
Look in that box. Look in that box.
I'm listening. I'm listening. Have their opinion about different things or whatever. He's got something slick or smart to say. Like, this been
That's
happening.
that purse, remember, y'all, you want it.
Oh,
After it came the other day, I said, shoot, I'm gonna order it. I ordered the blue one.
Yeah, I'm listening. So my thing is like, and him bringing up my name into something. All I was doing was talking to somebody else that was in the chat, and I said right or something like that, and then here he goes putting my name in the chat. Go back and look. I didn't start with him. He started with me. I'm not a kid. I'm not a child. Like I said to him. Okay, what can we do to diffuse all of this stuff that's happening right now? Because the going back and forth with each other is not helping. It's not okay. It's not, and I'm not going to go back and forth with him. Okay. Like I said, I'm not a child, and he's not a child. But he needs to stop thinking that he's smarter than everybody. That he can, just be on here because he's cool with you. That he can just, maneuver and talk down to people. That's not going to happen. Not with me. Okay. He did apologize, so hopefully he will curtail some of the things that he said because I'm listening. I'm sorry, Sylvia. Now I'm saying because, and I know a lot of us have some high emotions going on right now with the verdict and how all of us are not in now, the happy moments because of everything that's happening, right? Okay, listen, y'all, you guys have your opinion. Please, I am handling this. Let me handle this. Thank you. Okay, as I was saying, that all of our emotions are high right now, and a lot of us are. We all have our own um, things going on. So certain things may not affect people at that time, and right now, because of the emotions are so high, we all not in the right space. So I'm asking everyone to be respectful of each other, no matter how you feel about certain comments.
Sylvia, I get that very clearly. But for him to even bring up DJ, like, hit DJ's cash app again, like that was rude. Like I didn't bring DJ up. You brought DJ up for whatever reason. You understand what I'm saying? I don't get it. But at the end of the day, it's just like I said. I just feel like he just be disrespectful on a sneak tip, just side, be slick talking, like saying different things like, oh, that person can't spell and this person can't do this, or look at this, and oh, look at this new person coming in. It's not right. That's what made me one time just be like, I don't even want to go on Sylvia's channel because if he's on there. If I see he's on there, I'll leave.
Okay.
That's not right.
So, but the thing is,
That's not right. I'm not the only one that says. A lot of people say they don't want to come back on or whatever because he's on there, being slick or trying to be Mr. Oh, he knows it all.
yeah. But when I'm asking you, him, and everybody else, try to put aside your personal feelings about each other. You don't have to like each other, but try to be civil with one another. Everyone needs to be civil with one another. You got to also say, it is me. Forget about everybody else that's happening around. If you want to, see, be in my presence and respect me, and I respect you. I have never treated anybody any kind of negative way or anything like that. L- Just take on my heart on the channel. Don't look at who's on there and what they're doing. And if it gets outrageous, send me a private message and let me know, and then I'll contact them and let them know, hey, that's not cool. You understand what I'm saying? So so we could diffuse a lot of the stuff that's happening on the channel. And everybody's right. No one has to see what's going on. But the reason why I'm talking openly like this now is because it happened openly. And sometimes we try to do things like, okay, let's do it behind the scene. But if it happened in public, we need to address it in public. So that's the reason why I told you to call in so we can iron this out. We are all adults. We can get along without liking each other. You understand? We're here for a purpose. Sometimes you just have to swallow it and just say, okay, I'm ignore him. He can ignore me, and we're here to do a job, and we're here to get information, and we need to move forward on that. I'm just asking you and him to cool it down. You don't have to like each other, and I don't expect none of y'all to like each other, but respect one
I
another.
don't have a reason not to like him, or to like him or not like him. I'm just saying I just don't like how he goes about things. That's it. At the end of the day,
And I don't want you to feel just because I get along with them, how have a relationship with them, that you have to stay off the channel because of you thinking I'm taking sides. I'm not taking side of anybody. I just want everyone to try to get along for the sake of Robert. He would not want us to fight it with one another.
he wouldn't want that. That's not. I don't. I really don't believe that he would want that. We came to your channel because of him. Well, that's why I came.
Okay. But I don't want you to leave because of some issues that you have that's not addressed. That's why I rather address this issue. Everybody has to respect one another, and I am going to talk to Dom about it because it's not about him, it's not about you, it's not about me. It's about Robert right now. And so we have to kind of get along if we want to do this as a team, because he needs us as a collected unit. You know what I mean? It cannot just be one person cannot do this work. We need every single one of us. Every single one of us come with some sort of gift and some sort of experience and expertise. So you're not stronger than Dom. Dom not stronger than you. Everybody's needed. Everybody's needed. So we just have to kind of learn to play along with one another. We have to do that. Okay. And the thing is, and what bothers me is I hate when other people gets involved because it put fuels to the fire. That's why I ask everyone, don't say anything, because you might be feeling a certain way, and all of a sudden you see somebody put something in there, and they're being messy. And that's the way I see it. So I rather those people not say anything, let me handle it, because I think I can, you know, move around.
It's your channel and you should be able to handle it.
Yeah.
And I get it. I get it
Okay.
100%. And like I said, I apologize.
And I accept your apology.
And that's how I'll leave it. Not like I said, if
And I don't want you to stay away from this channel. I don't want you to stay away from the channel, because you're needed, period. Because you have some value to the channel. You know, with the numbers, we need the numbers in here so things could spread out, you know. So for you to stay away, it's not gonna help the information being pushed out to other people. Because when YouTube sees numbers in a channel, that helps that information to be pushed forward. You being out because you're trying to punish him, it end up punishing Robert, and that's not what we're here for. You get what I'm saying? So sometimes we just have to suck it up, and I will do my part in curtailing how he responds to people. You understand what I'm saying? And so also, I got to curtail how other people attack him or attack you. So we have to come to some sort of real understanding.
you're right.
Okay?
But I'm not going to keep you with all of this because, you got
Okay.
other things we can talk about besides us arguing it.
Yeah, but I also see your emotion and your feelings is valid. Everybody's feeling is valid in this. So I rather just handle it now instead of, because when we get upset, we kind of separate. There's division, and then who wins? Not Robert.
That's true.
He's not going to win with us divided.
That's true because we got so much to. There's so much to do with this case, you know. That's what she did. The retrial is coming, and it's so much, you know. It's gonna happen, and you know, dealing with this right now is not a good thing, you know. With comments and with whatever is going on with us.
And that's why every single one of us need to know to now sit here and operate out of love. Because remember one thing about love, it's long suffering. Even if somebody gets on your nerve, you gotta suffer through it. That's what love is all about. So if we say we love Robert, we want to stand by him, we gotta suck some of this stuff up. And I'm serious, and that's life, and that's real truth about life. There's a lot of things that does not fit to what we like, but sometimes you just have to suck it up. Sometimes you have to step back, just watch, don't say anything, and God changes the whole situation. Okay?
Sure, you're right.
And so that I apologize for whatever anybody have said in the chat, anybody who may hurt your feeling. Since it is my channel, I take the responsibility and I'm saying I'm sorry. Okay? And I don't want you to move away from the channel because somebody did something to you. Because I need you. I need every single body in here.
Like I said, I was over it when he first started. Like, but the whole thing is that what's the name? I just had to speak my mind. When somebody says something to me, I'm gonna say something.
I understand.
Part of me being from New York, like I'm not.
Yeah, and you have a right to be who you are. And I'm not asking you to shun it, but I'm just asking everybody to try to maneuver a little bit easier with love, because love conquers all kind of craziness that's happening. Okay.
You're right.
Okay.
But like I said, I don't want to hold you, and this took up too much time. We could have been talking about something else.
Yeah, but your feelings are valid. Remember that your feelings are valid.
Like saying something.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what they're saying or what anybody else is saying.
Okay.
At the end of the day, it's over. That's how I feel.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you for calling. Thank you for us to get this straightened out. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, Nova.
And I appreciate you. I apologize.
It's okay. All right. Have a good one.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Bye bye. All right, guys, I'm about to close this out, and I'll see those who are going to be in the Zoom. And please, the ones that do not get invitation, don't feel that I have something against you, because I don't. I just don't know you. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna let you guys go.
All right, people.
And,
See y'all later. All right. Y'all have a good one.
Okay, okay.
all right, guys. Send me the email. I'll see you guys later.
Okay.
Bye.